Howdy everybody, it's me, I'm back. We're back with playing more Pentiment, and we are stepping back into the shoes of Andreas Mahler. Back with this man, it's still raining, we're still leaving. I think we just paid taxes for our hosts. Oh, we can actually talk with Andres. Hello, Andreas. Good morning, Andres. So, Otto and Ava, huh? Yes? What about them? Oh, right, gotta use my, controller for this. Oh, dear. Made a mistake. One sec. One sec, one sec. Hang on. Nice. Thing's plugged in, right? One second, everybody. You know that issue where like you try to plug in a USB and like the first 2 or 3 times you try to plug it in for some reason it's in like the wrong orientation? Yeah, that happened to me just now. Anywho, yeah, this is what I wanted. This is what I wanted. All right, Andres, back again. Hello, Andreas. Good morning, Andres. So, Otto and Ava, huh? Yes. What about them? How is their courtship developing? Doing fine, you think? Or come now, tell me juicy details about what's going on between them. I don't think I don't think Mr. Schmidt here is much of a gossip guy, or maybe I'll be surprised. Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm not a gossip, Andreas. Otto practically asked me to be his messenger. I'm only trying to understand how things stand. Did he really? Or did you just assume the part all on your own? You started picking up poor habits during your time in Tassing, Andreas. Can't be the Gertners. Peter is stern. Maybe the monks talk too much? Well, if you ask me, I think Otto's being a bit too slow about it. Oh? He's old enough already not to be smitten like a boy. They both like each other. Seems to me, if you've found the right person, you should go for it. What I would do. Where is Mr. Schmitten, if I may ask? Oh, that's a private matter. I have an intended Sabine waiting for me in Nuremberg. Maybe if we, like, tell him that we're to marry once I finish my Wanderhaar. Maybe if we do that, he'll open up a bit about himself. I'm not even sure if she is the right one, but it is a necessary step. It's not good for the soul to be alone, Andreas. I, do hope to find someone to have at my side as we build a family. God has not given me his blessing, this blessing. Oh, that's a dramatic thunderbolt. Worry not. It could happen at any moment, Andres. One hopes so. I must get back to work, Andreas. Enough talk. Until later. Why did the game mute itself? What happened? Hang on. Hang on. Sorry. We just started and we've already got some bizarre... Got some issues. Hang on. Nah, that'll be fine. This game's running okay, isn't it? I think it is. Wow, we are blocked entirely by water here. Fascinating. What's the deal? What are these ducks doing? Oh, they're just completely frozen in place. Okay, hang on. Let's transition to like the town, like autosave, and then go back to the main menu. See if we can unfuck this sound issue. Why is it muted? I'll be right back. 1 sec. Alright, sorry about that. So it turns out I forgot something. Hang on, let me check the sound real quick. Okay, hopefully the game isn't too loud. I noticed when I was watching back the previous stream that this game's actually quite loud, and I just didn't notice. But one issue I had was that I forgot that when you plug in a PlayStation controller into your computer, for some reason, like the computer like defaults the sound settings to your controller, and that fucked everything up on my end. So I had to reset a bunch of stuff. But we should be good now. Yeah, it looks like everything's okay. So let's continue. Ulrich. God be with you, Andreas. Seems like we have a good spring storm, though I hope it lets up soon. Good morning. I'm sure it'll let up soon. I don't want to sound too whiny. As God wills it. Ulrich, I paid Gret for last week's pumpernickel. Sorry to make you wait for it. It's no trouble at all. Please say hello to Lucky for me. Of course. Now I'm off to home and then to the Pfeiffers. Good morning, Agnes. What's going on at the Pfeiffers? Helena has about a month to go before her child is due. Her last one was hard. He didn't make it, God rest his soul. Ooh. I just want to give her the best chances she can have. It's in God's hand. Trust in Providence. Well, Ulrich's really religious. Always, Ulrich, but I'll do what I can to help. Why make the Lord do all the work? We can't expect God to do all the work. I must be off now. Good day to you both, and Andreas, stay out of the rain. I'll tell Helena I will pray for her health. She will appreciate that, Andreas. Thank you. Until later. Until later, Agnes. Let's check out the bakery. Ulrich is still staring outside. Oh, he's got a daughter. Hi! Okay. His wife, I guess. Gret. Andreas, such a pleasure to see you, and looking so handsome as always. Thank you, Gret. Back for more of my rye. This is an interesting conversation. You know I can't stay away from your rye. I was passing by and thought I should say hello. Now I must say goodbye. Aren't you a good man? Well, you're always welcome here, Andreas. And always welcome to my rye. Be well. Until later, Gret. I don't know, I'm not the kind of man that barges into a person's house and partakes of his wife's rye in front of them. But I'd rather not be associated with that. What's up, Ulrich? God bless you, Andreas. Alright. Look, more ruins? I wonder if they're from the old Roman colony. I wonder if they ever use, like, the stones from, like, the old ruins as, like, foundation for these houses or anything like that. Passing is lucky to have so much woundwort naturally growing. I had to buy it back in Nuremberg. Stoltz house. Really curious about some of these plants that people would use to, like, for herbal remedies. Because I know feverfew is called what it is because supposedly if you, like, eat it or drink something made with it, like, it actually does bring down fevers. I think there's, like, a reason for that. I don't know about woundwort, though. This is just an empty house I've just barged into. Fascinating. Pet this cat. Who left this cat out here? Schlau. What are you doing out here, buddy? Oh, yeah, that's a good cat. Look at that. Alright, church and Drucker's. Or whatever that said. Drucker house, printer's closed. Franz Bauer and Widow. Anything going on at the mill? Got this sick dog, Staub. Yeah. My family had a dog that used to do that, like lift his paw up to put it on your thigh or something whenever he wanted to get pet. Glass windows, probably made in the Low Countries. We've already seen that. Looked at the mill too. Nothing too exciting going on with the mill, I guess. Bowers are closed. Bower like brewer? Is that what that is? Those might be. I actually have no idea what hops looks like, so hang on, let me look that up real quick. Hops plant. That is not what hops. That is not quite what hops looks like. Hops grows on a vine. I didn't know that. Let me look at these things. No, those are definitely not vines. Is that corn? Is that what that is? I don't know plants. Ironically enough, despite being a banana, I do not know much about plants. If you show me a pineapple plant, I'd probably recognize it. If the pineapple's grown. Johann Bauer. I always got bees. Johann's family keeps beehives for the honey and wax. How do they... Wait, they don't have, like, bee suits or anything. How do they harvest the honey? Do they smoke it to, like, knock them out? I'm thinking that's corn that they're growing. These wood carvings are quite curious. No, wait, they can't grow corn. Corn's fucking American. Wait. Wait, what are they growing? Is that wheat? Is that what that is? It could be. We're gonna say it's wheat for now. I'm really showing my lack of awareness of the my lack of exposure to rural lifestyles now. Just don't recognize plants when I see them. Otilla, you want something? All right. Kind of wondering if I could learn some rituals, but I guess not. Look at all these little effigies she's got out here. The little men, these little creatures with a face. Look at this guy. He's got like the open mouth. Ooh. Some ducks. A very happy looking frog rock thing here too. I like this guy. This one on the left? It's my favorite. He's got a happy smile, not a care in the world. These pigs are still freaking me out. With like the upturned ears and everything. Alright, let's go see what Lucky and Thomas are up to. Father, I've said this before, but it isn't good that the water drains here so quickly. It's affecting the foundation. It needs to be looked at. I understand, but if you dig here, you may be disturbing the bodies decomposing in the yard. Of course, Father, but they're going to be dug back up again anyway. Yes, but why disturb them unnecessarily? It's your church, Father, but you can't put this off forever. The foundation is going to crack. I understand. Perhaps after some of the bones have been moved to the ossuaries. Thank you, Lucky. Ah, good day, Master Mauler. Good day, Father Thomas. Everything all right with the church? Or maybe I didn't. Yeah, let's clarify. I didn't mean to eavesdrop. Oh, worry not. Lucky was just reminding me of the dangers severe rainfall can pose to the foundation. God looks after his flock, but sometimes the pen requires an earthly hand. It will be taken care of. God be with you, Andreas. And with you, Father Thomas. Until later. Anything exciting happening in the woods? I just want to check everything out. Most of this felling is for the Abbey's renovations of firewood. The town can only gather sticks. Oh. Becoming, like, really clear that the Abbey just kind of has a lot of, like, expressed freedoms that the town doesn't. Rotten and full of bugs. No wonder Otto hasn't split it up. There's old Otto. I guess he's a forester. The waterfall must flow down from the snowmelt in the mountains above the Abbey. Oh, we can go. There's an old salt mine. There's a lot of stuff going on. The soil in these woods is rich and moist. It would be an excellent place to forage for mushrooms once I have some free time. Oh, hell yeah. Shrooms. Good to see you, Andreas. Nice to see you again, Otto. Passing's old salt mine. How the town made money before the Imperial Road opened up. Hang on. That big finger. There's a dragon on my page now. Hell yeah. Look at him. You know, that doesn't look like he's spewing fire out of his mouth so much as it looks like he's coughing up blood. You see that? Looks like it's a liquid he's projecting out of his throat. Check the chat, make sure. Yeah, there we go. Just making sure that it's actually working. I don't want a repeat of that thing that happened with Shadows over Loathing, where like I clicked on the window for Streamlabs and then like my entire chat popped up at once, and it turns out I wasn't talking to them. That ooh. Right, Imperial Road, also called the Via Imperii. The Imperial Road links Venice in the south with Stettin on the Baltic Sea in the north. It passes through Verona, Innsbruck, Nuremberg, and many other cities along the way. It also brings thousands of travelers to Tassing and Kiersau every year. Oh, okay. It's like a highway. It links everything together. And nothing too crazy up here. Well, this used to be a salt town. No wonder everyone's angry. St. Satia, Meadow, Smokey's home. Smokey! Oh, Master Mahler? Yes? We met once before, I think. You were drawing something by the waterfall. I'm Smokey. Well, Adam, but people call me Smokey. Yeah, the charcoal burner. Yes, I have to stay out here in the forest near the kiln. Is there anything I can do for you? Just admiring your home. Out here among the trees. Seems like a good life. This might be a little rude, but whatever. Or presumptuous. The charcoal fires tend to mask the view a bit, but otherwise it's not too bad. Oh, okay. Was there something you needed? No, just being friendly. Oh, of course. Good to see you. Until next time, Master Mahler. Until then. I think I remember in, Deliverance, what was it? Kingdom Come. There's like a thing where you have to go around and talk to charcoal burners, and they always like live out in the sticks, and people kind of shun them a little bit, so they're a little cagey when you talk to them because you're investigating something. Is Voxslav? Oh, hello. Hello. You're not local, are you? Yeah, he's a little, he doesn't look local. No. I'm staying in Tassing only briefly. Why stay out here in the forest? People don't much like Romani. Oh, he's Romani. Okay. Most folk despise anything that's different. I like staying on the edge of town. I search to find whatever is different. It's the differences in an artist's style that makes their work unique. Or different is not merely different, is merely different, not better or worse. I'm debating between these two. This one's like a weird, this is weird. Like, there's incredible diversity in nature. I don't really want to, something about that line doesn't sit right with me. I think we'll go with the first one. Ah, you're the artist staying up in Kiersau. Yes, just visiting Tassing for some time. My name is Andreas Mahler. It's nice to meet you. Most folk in Tassing don't come down here to talk. Right. I'm Voxslav, a traveling tinker. I travel from place to place, sharpen knives, mend small things that need mending, that sort of thing. What brought you to Tassing, Voxslav? Well, I, actually came to visit Kiersau's library. I had hoped for one of the monks to read them to me, but the abbot wouldn't let me in. No one's allowed inside the library except the sisters. I'm not surprised they turned you away. Or Father Gernot is a grumpy old man. I think he has half a mind to throw me out of scriptorium most days. So let's not be too rude. No one's allowed inside the library except the sisters. I think that's a better explanation. Ah, what were you looking for? Well, I explained I was looking for a text about the elements. If they're primordial, as Aristotle says, then God didn't create them. They exist with him since the dawn of time. Oh, wow. But Genesis clearly says that the Lord created the heavens and the earth. Well, yes, but the elements themselves had to exist for the Lord to create something from them. Even the aether is mentioned in Genesis when the earth was formless and void. Your views have a unique syncretismus to them, as Desiderius Erasmus recently put it. Impressive. Right. I guess, Master Mahler. I don't quite understand what that means, but good of you to say so. Anyway, I should get back to work. Until later, Voxlov. Smart man. Okay, so out in the woods we've got a charcoal burner, a woodsman, and a Romani guy. A nomad. Sasha. Oh, there she is. Carving of Saint Satla. It looks quite... Not Sasha. There we go. It looks quite old. That's probably going to be relevant later. Might have to unlock something. Alright, noted. I am familiar with the woods now. It's Till. He's a shepherd. Hello there, Master Mahler. Hello, Till. Bumped into any ghosts lately? Haha. Have you ever seen a nicer view? Don't get sights like this in the cities, I expect. I can't say that Nuremberg has many Roman ruins, no. Oh yes, Tassing is full of them. Quite the marvels they are. I don't pay much mind to the writing on them, as I can't read Latin myself, but you might enjoy giving them a look. If you do, you'll have to tell me if they match any old legends I read about. What sort of old legends? Well, when Father Matthias was abbot, he would let me borrow books from the abbey's library. I think I read through half of that library before Father Gernot became abbot. Oh my god. Yeah, they changed the font because Mahler didn't know this guy was literate. He and Father Thomas are strict about which books should be read in that. Wow, he's got a... Have we seen this font before? Holy cow. Books should glorify God, they say, not discuss the old pagan ways. Still, the accounts of the Romans in Tassing are my favorite. That old book talked about... Look at all the looping gestures and the L's and the D's. Holy cow. That old book talked about how the Roman knight Gaius Metellus defeated the Rhaetai, I think it was. Rhaetai? I'm not sure how to pronounce these words. Heavy snowfall had him caught in this very valley, barbarians on all sides, when Mars sent a wolf to the night. The Roman god of war and agriculture. Oh, I didn't know that one. Mars represented civilization and peace through military might. Instead of killing the beast, Gaius followed it to a magical spring with trees covered in all sorts of fruit. Mars provided the wolf in the spring, and Gaius Metellus founded Tassing after defeating the barbarians to honor Mars. Sorry. That's where all this came from. That sounds a lot like the story Brother Matthew told me about Saint Moritz without the Roman gods, of course. I hadn't thought of that. Both were snowed into this valley, weren't they? And saved near a spring. Wonder if it's the same story. Oh, I don't know about all that, Master Mahler. A lot of stories get mixed up over the years. It might be all fable, but I enjoy the story all the same. It's nice to feel you're connected to those who came before you, even if it's only by the land you live on. Wise words. I feel the same. It's been good chatting with you, Master Mahler, but I'd better get back to work. You let me know if you find any particularly good books in the library, alright? I will. Until later, Till. Yeah, let's check out the ruins. See if we can put that Latin brain to good use. We've been here before. The aqueducts collapsed. There's some children's drawings. I guess that's it. Alright, back to the meadow. Let's head to the Abbey. Let's get going. Martin? Hey, Martin. We are not getting a friendly greeting from Martin. Eat shit, Andreas. Ah, shit! Oh, you've been out all night. I should get to the scriptorium. Gernot will give me an earful if I'm late again. Irises. Beautiful. The figures in the shrine of St. Christopher are quite nice. The Klaus. God be with you, Andreas. No, I'm not saying that. Are you still preparing to leave, even with this weather? The weather is unfortunate, but the Baron's wife, Lady Salomea, will be arriving today. Oh, wow. My lord intends to depart as soon as she arrives. How long have they been married? 7 years now. She's a fine woman, a true lady. I was hoping to bid farewell to the Baron before he leaves. I'm sure he would appreciate that. He spoke highly of you before he went to bed. He was disappointed that you didn't debate him at supper, but he understands that you didn't want to anger the abbot. I appreciate that he acknowledges that. The abbot's tale? The abbot's tale. Right, I still have to work here for the next month or two. Of course, no need to make things more difficult for yourself. Oh. Wow. Is there any chance I could redeem myself in the Baron's eyes? Perhaps not on this occasion. I believe you may have offended the Baron in some other way as well. Yeah, I called him by name on accident, even though, like, I pressed X too early because I wanted to, like, think about it, but I hit the wrong dialogue. I would not fret too much about it, Master Mahler. He is a forgiving man. Where's your master gone, then? He went for a walk early in the morning. He didn't say when he'd be back. I hope he returns soon. The rain is turning everything to mud. My lord might surprise you, Andreas. He never minds getting mud on his boots. Of course, I'm the one who has to clean them. Well, I apologize for taking up so much of your time. Good luck, good speed, and I hope you can keep dry. It's no trouble, and many thanks. Until next time, Andreas. Oh, one thing before you go. Did you see a short, surly-looking young man in a hat on your way up this morning? Surely you don't mean me. Ha! No, he was shorter than you by 2 hands at least. Well, that'd be Martin Bauer. Might have gone with sullen or whiny, but yes, that's him. He ran past me in the meadow as I was walking up the hill. He was in quite a hurry. Ah, that would explain my lord's missing rings. Brown. I went to pack the Baron's things, and they were missing. Why do you think Martin stole the rings? Yesterday I caught the boy with the hat, Martin, I suppose, peering in through the windows. I could have admonished him at the time, but, well, he seemed harmless. That's a shame. I hope the Baron won't be too put out. My lord is a man of some means. He won't dismiss the gold or the rings. I do think he will be upset about the book. He was quite excited for the abbot to see it. In any case, I must finish preparing the horses. It was good talking to you, Andreas. Of course, I hope this rain lets up for you soon. God willing. Until next time. Until then. The Abbot house is no good right now. The guest house. This is where the Baron was staying. Any clues as to who stole his stuff? No, it doesn't look like it. Upper Abbey. Shrine. There's the convent garden. What's going on with the church? The doors are open. Wow, it is empty out here. Oh, back to work. Oh, this is wonderful. The rest of the abbey is soaked and there's not a drop of rain in here. Good thing the abbot had Otto replace the roof to the scriptorium and library last month. With the calefactory next door, we can stay warm while everyone else is cold and wet. Communal warming room in monasteries. Calefactories are usually attached to the cloister, but in Curacao it is part of the old abbey and therefore connected to the old scriptorium. It keeps the monks warm and the library dry. Oh, that's nice. Instead of bragging about our good fortune, you should think upon your brothers and sisters and pray for their health and safety. The abbot's foresight saved a lot of our work and protected what's in the library. The town hasn't fared as well. I'm sure they'll be fine. Okay, guy. More importantly, if they're not, I won't care. I don't care. Brother Guy, your heart is harder than the stone of this floor. Huh. We have the grumpy old monk, but where's the nice one? Brother Piero? Haven't you seen him yet today? I did, before Brother Guy arrived. Brother Piero left to speak to the abbot some time ago. It's Piero, not Piero, right? What? Why is Mathieu ringing the bell? It can't be Terci already. I'm gonna pronounce it Terci. I pray it stops soon. Such a cacophony is an assault on my frail ears. It's not stopping. I suppose this means we're being summoned to the chapter house. God, give me the strength to endure the rain. It's 50 feet, old man. You'll live. God, give me the strength to endure this, man. I like how the old guy always has his finger out when he's walking like that. While we're here scrapping out whatever time he can get. Still not stopping. What's going on? This can't all be because of the storm. I should see what's the matter. Alright, Andreas probably doesn't need to respond to summons because he's not a monk. I keep forgetting. Alright. What is the deal? Oh! God, where's the chapter house? Church. I'm in the church right now. But I can go down through the dormitory. Okay, the other way. We're in the cloister. And the chapter house is on the left here. Okay, right. Oh, a second scream. The third one. I think something terrible has happened, Master Andreas. You're telling me, Sabat. Blood? Oh, dear. Remain silent. Please, Father, where is Brother Florian? Have him come quickly. Be silent, brother. Brother Florian, if you please. I'm sorry, Father. There's nothing to be done. He's dead. Ah! Sister Marguerite, calm yourself. Sister Gertrude, please take Sister Marguerite back to the garden. Yes, Mother Cecilia. Illuminata's given the cross. God protect us. The Baron was a friend of the Prince Bishop of Freising. Why is he so worried about the Prince Bishop? This abbey is odd in more than one way. Its existence offends some in the church. We are far enough from Rome and Mainz that everyone forgets about us, but this could bring unwanted attention. Florian, how easily do you think you could dispose of this body? Father Abbot, what are you saying? Why are you questioning me? Why are you wasting precious time? Do you want to see the soldiers of the Prince Bishop march up to our steps and fling your brothers and sisters out of our home? God protect us. Sakura? Silence! Quiet! Calm yourselves, all of you. Father Abbot, Baron Rothvogel's manservant is already preparing to leave. The Baron's wife should be here in a matter of hours. This is not the time for rash decisions. Yes, you're right. Forgive me. But then, what will we do? We must send the Baron's man to the court of the Prince Bishop in Freising at once. Mother Cecilia, the Baron said the Prince Bishop's archdeacon was in Innsbruck for the Imperial Diet. Even better, swift action will silence any whispers of impropriety on our part. We're a lot more concerned about covering up this body than we are about the fact that a man fucking died here. Given the Baron's stature, the archdeacon will undoubtedly come to investigate immediately. We must cooperate with them fully and pray for a speedy resolution. Yes, good. Thank you, Mother Cecilia. Brother Voslav, please detain Brother Piero in the cellar until the Prince Bishop's man arrives. What? Brother Piero? Why? That's absurd. He was caught in flagrante delicto in the act. In blazing offense, indicating an individual has been caught in the act of committing a crime. That's, they use that in law sometimes, I think. In flagrante delicto, I think is how you pronounce that. Covered in blood with a knife in his hand. Father, do you really believe that Brother Piero is capable of such a foul deed? Yes, capable enough when motivated by anger. I had no anger against the Baron, Father Abbot. I simply came across him like this. No anger? Not even for insulting your work and forcing us to give it to Andreas? This is not a subject for debate. When the Prince Bishop's man arrives, we must not be empty-handed. He wasn't angry. Anyone who is in the scriptorium knows that. Even Guy knows that. Or even if Piero wanted to kill the Baron, he's not physically capable of the act. Hit him with the second one. Be quiet. This is not your affair. Forgive me, Father Gernot. I just don't think that Brother Piero could have done this. Your position has been noted. My decision stands. Brother Wojslav and I will detain Brother Piero in the cellar until I say otherwise. Brother Florian, please escort Andreas out of the Abbey. I'm gonna totally fuck this game up on this first playthrough. I'm sorry. Like, there's gonna be we're gonna hit a resolution that's not gonna be very happy because I'm just making decisions willy-nilly without any real consideration. Andreas, do not show your face here again until tomorrow. Do you understand me? Yes. Alright, I guess the church is going to take care of the church's problems. In classic church methodology. Andreas, listen to me. I sympathize with you. I don't think Piero did this either, but this isn't the time to push the abbot. I'm sure the other brothers and sisters believe Piero is innocent as well, but the abbot is worried about the Prince Bishop's attention. If you have any recommendations, I'd love to hear them. Take a few hours to calm your nerves and your mind. You need to think clearly. Go to the Druckers, eat a good meal, and come back and Nones. Nuns? Nones? Monastic hour corresponding 3 p.m. One of the little hours of prayer. We won't have much time, but tap on my window with a small stone and I'll let you in. Let me in for what? To examine the body. You know, I knew someone was gonna die, but I didn't think it would actually. I wasn't sure who I thought would die, but it probably wasn't the Baron. I should follow Florian's advice and go to the Druckers. Okay. Hopefully it will clear my head. Florian mandated dinner. Okay. Okay, so someone killed the Baron. Piero is being, well, he's being arrested for it, kind of. He's being held for it because he was the first one to find the body. Hello, Master Mala. No one in the town knows yet, I'm guessing. Ah, they're doing it again! The animation! Hang on, I want to see this. Oh my god, I love this. Ugh! Good day, Andreas. Back from the Abbey already? It's only noon. Andreas, are you alright? No, something terrible has happened. Oh god, what happened? No, forgive me. Come inside and sit down for a minute. Yes, this has been a difficult day. I could use a distraction. I have just the thing then. I'd like your opinion on my latest project. Alright, cool. We get to hang out with the printers. Ah, she talks with the printing blocks too. That's funny. Oh. Oh, good day, Andreas. Should I fix you a plate? If it's not too much trouble, I'd appreciate it. It would be my pleasure. This rain has got everyone's spirits down. Hopefully a good meal can cheer you up. Hello. Hello, Bertolt. How are you? Sleepy. Nice. Come back to my workshop. I'm going to do a new run of Till Eulenspiegel. There was a printing a few years ago in Strasbourg, but it was awful. I'm almost bereft of illustrations. What do you think of these new ones? Oh, cool. Look wonderful, excellent work. The figures and composition are terrific, but the background is quite dense and busy. Yeah, I can see that. I would suggest running this in 2 passes with the background elements and a lighter ink to help the characters stand out. That's a fine idea. I'll pass on your compliments to Marie. Are these her woodcuts? They are. The drawings were mine, but she did the block cuts. I've got enough talent to draw the designs, but only she can do the woodcuts and the type. Oh, that's cute. Bless us, O Lord, and these your gifts which we are about to receive from your bounty. Through Christ our Lord, amen. And amen. Enthusiastic kid. I'm hungry. Yeah. Amen. Andreas, what were the bells for at the Abbey? They were sounding for a long time. The visiting nobleman, Lorenz Rothvogel, was oh, he's just telling them. Oh, Jesus. The visiting nobleman, Lorenz Rothvogel, was found murdered in the chapter house. God in heaven, he just rode by here yesterday. Yes, and it gets worse. One of the elderly brothers I work with in the scriptorium, Piero, was accused of the crime. That's awful. A murder in Curacao? How could a monk do such a thing? I'm sorry, Andreas. The Baron seemed like an interesting man, and I know he's been a patron of the Abbey for years. How did he die? Could it have been an accident? And does the abbot really believe that Brother Piero killed him? You've always spoken of him in the kindest terms. I'd rather spare you the details, but it's hard to believe what happened to him was natural. But no, I can't believe Piero did it. I can't imagine him harming anyone. Oh, don't hold back on my account. I've had children and even helped Agnes deliver a few. I'm not squeamish. Yeah, blood! But if it wasn't Brother Piero, what do you think could have done it? Who do you think could have done it? I did see Lucky Steinauer get into a shouting argument with Lorenz yesterday, just before I walked by her place. Yeah, just to confirm, Lucky's the bald guy, the big man, the stonemason. Lucky? Why would he have cause to shout at a nobleman? We've got egg pasta, hell yeah, sausage, farmer's bread. This is a well-rounded meal. I like this. We'll start with the bread, I guess. There's probably something else going on that you wouldn't know about, dear. What do you mean by that? I'm not one to trade gossip, but if you really want to know, talk to some of the other women in town. Or Mother Cecilia up at the Abbey. My Mother Cecilia, I didn't realize she saw much of Tassing. Oh, there's no need for that. Lucky's a forthright man. I'm sure if you ask him, he'll tell you what the argument was about. Thank you both. That's good advice. There's something else, though. When Lorenz and I were walking through the meadow, the widow Kemperin came out of the woods and... Yes? Well, she cursed him. I'm not surprised. Ottilia's late husband, Rannig, ran afoul of Lorenz on his last visit to Tassing. I don't remember the details, but Rannig died just last year, and Ottilia hasn't been the same since. Go for the pasta now. Dude, Andreas, you gotta finish these things. She was always an old bitch, even before she was old. Louse! That's enough. She's had to deal with a Job's lot in life. And now she lives all alone at the edge of the woods. There are rumors she's going to lose her property soon. I do pity her, even if she is a... bitter woman. There should be some exception in the law for her to inherit. Rug. It wasn't always this way. I think my great-grandmother inherited this land way back when. Well, if men changed it, they can change it back. You're right, as always, my dear. Enough about Ottilia. Is there anything else you may have done that you think may have done it? I don't know if he has any ill intent, but Prior Ferenc has been acting strangely lately since Lorenz arrived. Ferenc's the dude with the mustache, right? Perhaps an academic disagreement? I know they're both avid readers, both of classics and new works. On his last visit, the Baron bought a book on astronomy from me. I know the Prior has some similar interests. But would the Prior kill someone over a simple disagreement? It is not as strange as you might think. Within the world of astronomy, some have opinions they would kill for. It's not that outlandish. When I was in university, I saw men throw punches over small academic concerns. Or the second one. Granted, I was very drunk at the time, but I think that's what the argument was about. What is an opinion for some is a testament of faith for others and worth killing for. Let's go for the second one here. That may be so, but I've never seen that sort of anger in Prior Ferenc, not even when Gernot was made an abbot instead of him. Afterward, he seemed bitter, but never violent. That just doesn't seem to be part of his character. So, Lucky, the widow, and the Abbey Prior. Anyone else? There was something strange when we approached the Abbey together. Mother Cecilia was outside with some of the sisters. Mother Cecilia scowled and took the nuns inside without saying a word. It sounds like they have a history, at least. And the sausage. Oh yeah, he eats the whole one that time. I do not know Mother Cecilia personally, but I have never heard anyone speak badly of her. If she ever had cause to dislike the Baron, I must believe she had good reason. Well, Andreas, it sounds like there's a lot to look into. Thank you for talking to me. I was feeling overwhelmed. You're always welcome here, Andreas, anytime. Yeah! I love this kid. This kid's great. You're especially welcome with this one. Not only does he have a radical hat, but he's got a great attitude. Gotta be with you, Andreas. Thank you. Gotta be with you. Nuns, nonas, nannies. I have several leads to follow, but where should I start? I could talk to Lucky Steinauer. He's probably working in front of his house. The widow Kemperin lives south of here, near Franz Bauer. Right. Prior Ferenc is usually at the scriptorium, but I won't be able to talk to him until tomorrow. Still, nothing would prevent me from talking to Mother Cecilia in the convent. But if I don't attend Brother Florian's examination of the body in the abbey, he'll have to do it without me. So I definitely want to look at the body. And I know medicine, so that would probably be a good call. So I want to head up to the abbey and look at the body. Since I think I'm spec'd for that. Archdeacons investigate. Okay, the game has just opened up. Holy fuck. Okay, so the flood. Well, there's awful. Still have to get to the scriptorium. Hopefully tempers have calmed down since last night. Discovered Lorenz murdered in the chapter house. Brother Piero kneeling nearby. I should see if the Druckers have a place at their table for me. Baron's man Miklaus has departed for Innsbruck to request the presence of the most revered Jacob Essler, Archdeacon of Freising. He will be gathering evidence about the murder and interrogating those of us who might have information. I should talk with Lucky to find out what he was arguing about with the Baron. And then Ottilia, Cursed Lorenz. Occult Hands. Then there's a... Right, we still need to figure out that whole cipher. Here lies Gerhard. Brother Ferenc has been acting strangely since the Baron arrived. I should talk to him to figure out if there's something going on between them. He's usually in the scriptorium, the abbot's house, or the prior's house. We can't do that until tomorrow. Because he's... I was able to find an entrance to the library through the crypt, so we know about... Mother Cecilia reacted poorly to the Baron's appearance at the abbey. Could she have something to do with this murder? I should find out what their history is. She's usually in the prioress's house in the convent. So, we're gonna investigate the body, and then I want to talk to... After that, I want to talk to Cecilia, I guess. I don't know, I don't feel like Lucky did it. I feel like Lucky... I don't feel like he did it. Nice toss, Andreas. Andreas, this way. There you are. I'm glad the storm didn't delay you. Now, even though I gave instructions that I was not to be disturbed, we must work quickly. Seeing a corpse up close can be unsettling for some. I hope you're up to it. Wow. Well, I'm not sure, but I want to help Piero. Well, I studied medicine for a while in university. We saw dead bodies. I'll be fine. Seeing a dead body is different from examining one directly. Now then, you should probably take notes as we go. They might be useful later. Ah, of course. Oh, they decided not to model that part. He's naked. I will begin by inspecting his anterior, starting with the face and head. No visible wounds, no blemishes, teeth in good condition, nothing unusual. The privileges of the rich. He doesn't have he still has all his teeth. Neck, shoulders, and chest are ordinary. I need to clean some blood away to examine the torso. Yes, there it is. A puncture wound between the 6th and 7th ribs. It's fairly shallow, though. I estimate it penetrated only about an inch, and it likely came from his own hand. Really? But that doesn't sound deep enough to have killed him. Wait, he inflicted it on himself? How can you tell? This seems like the important part. From the angle and depth of the strike, it is as though he were holding it in his right hand as he fell on his side. You must know that I was not always a monk. I was a mercenary. I was a mercenary for 10 years in Poland? Holy shit. My familiarity with wounds comes from my time on the battlefield. I am no true surgeon, but I'm the closest Curacao has. That's why he's built like a fucking brick shithouse. Holy cow. The wound was that shallow. It doesn't sound like it could have been fatal. You must have fought in Moldavia against the Ottomans then. The wound was that shallow. It doesn't look like it could have been fatal. It wasn't. It's likely incidental, received while falling on his own knife. He must have some other wound that issued forth all the blood we found him in. Who do you think killed him? I don't know. I can't even speculate. All I can do is examine this body and hope that you can figure out the rest. Simply pointing out the implausibility of Brother Piero striking the fatal blow may not be enough to convince the Archdeacon. Brother Piero never should have picked up that knife. I'm sure the appearance of guilt never even crossed his mind. Now then, let's move on. Well, there is a sore on his sex, probably from the French disease. Oh. What? I doubt it had anything to do with his murder. The diseased French soldiers received in the Brothers of Naples? Yes. How do you know of it? We discussed it in university. Ah, yes, it spread rapidly, even north of the Alps. Wait, which venereal disease is that? Is that like genital herpes? Oh, it's syphilis. Okay. Okay, yeah, syphilis, that makes sense. The treatment is dire, as it involves heavy mercury consumption. Anyway, it seems the Baron was not the most faithful husband, not uncommon among the nobility. Say nothing. Moving down. Other than a few blisters on his feet from what I assume are our new shoes, there's nothing wrong with his legs. Andreas, can you help me turn him over? Grunt an affirmation stoically. Was he conked on the back of the head? Is that what killed him? There's a slight irregularity in his spine, possibly from an old injury. I don't think it has anything to do with how he died, though. How could that have happened? I understand the Baron enjoyed hiking in the wilderness. The most beautiful places are often the most difficult to reach. It's easy to get injured if you aren't careful, especially if you're in a truly wild and remote place. It seems like a silly thing to risk your life for, but I'm not one to talk. Whatever the reason, it didn't contribute to his death. Here it is, a rather dramatic head wound. Oh yeah. The dark hair and the blood make it difficult to see, but it's quite bad. In my experience, I've never seen someone walk away from a head wound of this severity. I imagine the force of the impact would have to be quite great to crack the skull. Quite right. I see your medical training was not forgotten. I like the benefit of university study, but the battlefields of Poland and Lithuania did provide an education of sorts. I wish I had finished my degree. I could be of more use to you now. There's no need to despair. My hands would make more work in this instance. Many hands would make more work in this instance. The wound looks like it was caused by a single powerful blow from a blunt object, probably no more than 4 or 5 inches across. Well, that would probably that probably implicates Lucky more than anyone else, because he's like a big guy and he's a stonemason. How can you tell? The skull is cracked in a single spot, and there's a clear impression in the skin around it. It would take extraordinary precision to hit the same spot twice, unless the Baron were already dead. It's likely he didn't die immediately. How long could he have survived for? I've seen similar injuries in battle. The victims don't last more than a few minutes, but it's an agonizing death. Even so, he couldn't have wandered far from where the blow was first struck. That explains why there's multiple bloodstains in the chapter house. So he may not have been attacked in the chapter house? He was either attacked in the chapter house or someplace in the immediate area. The cloister? Yes, that's possible. The cloister connects directly to the chapter house, but there's a high risk of being seen. Anyway, whatever killed the Baron was a blunt instrument of considerable heft. The part that impacted him was likely a little smaller than a fist. Whoever did it got the jump on him. That's the way to do it, a blow to the head, underwear. Unfortunately, I have to agree with you. I suppose that he was struck, drew his knife to defend himself, and fell on it before Brother Piero discovered him. So I believe we discovered 2 important things. The Baron was killed by a blow to the head from a heavy blunt object. Yes, exactly. If you can find what caused the blow, it may lead you to the killer. We also know that Piero didn't stab the Baron. He fell on his knife, probably. We know that, and I suspect even the abbot knows that, but you may need more evidence to convince the Archdeacon. Oh, there is one other item of interest. I found it in the Baron's jacket, but didn't want to open it without you. Poor guy. A note of some kind. I trust you to open it more carefully than I would. Das Madken, das Starb die Unschuldige mit ihr Matetin Rapitel House. Okay. The girl who died and the innocent with her. Metal chapter. The girl? What girl? And what innocent? One of the nuns? It's been years since any of the nuns have died. Perhaps Mother Cecilia would remember. Can you tell who wrote it? I don't think they're French or Flemish. It would be some sort of form of Bastarda script. Bastarda and Burgundian scribes write similarly, but no, this is a highly refined Gothic hand. As good as Adok and Guy are, I don't think they could replicate this. What? Really? If not them, who? I intend to find out. I wish you good luck in finding the answer. Now, I'm sorry to rush you, but I must ask you to leave. Every minute you stay here is additional... Nothing. Brother Florian, could you open up? It's Werner Stoltz, the physician from Tassing. Yes, I'm in the middle of something. Could you return after supper? I'm afraid I can't wait. Father Gernot has asked me to examine the Baron's body. Alright, just give me a moment. Andreas, I need you to hide yourself. Of course. You can't go in the closet? You have to... Okay. Oh, damn, look at this guy. Ah, Dr. Stoltz. Sorry to keep you waiting. Stoltz? Is that how you pronounce that? Now, what did you need? The abbot wanted me to examine the Baron's body before his wife arrives. It seems unnecessary at this point as I've just completed my own examination. Well, then what's the harm in letting me take a look? Dr. Stoltz, with all respect, I've finished. The cause of death is clear. If you had arrived an hour ago, I would have had no problem with your assistance. Assistance? I'm a university-trained physician. I can examine a corpse on my own without the help of a battlefield sawbones. Remain headed. Regardless of your opinions regarding my abilities, the examination is finished. If you insist on inspecting the body anyway, I must insist that the abbot tells me himself. What? Making me bring the abbot here is a waste of time. So is performing an examination on this corpse immediately after one was just completed. Idiotic. I'll return with Father Gernot presently. What an asshole. That was close. Now quickly, leave through the cloister before they return. Of course. Thank you, Brother Florian. Think nothing of it. I'll see you tomorrow. Until then. I always thought Florian looked a little too hardcore to be a monk, so that explains it. One day, 19 hours remain. That's dire. I can't get that note out of my head. The girl who died and the innocent with her. What could it mean? And who wrote it? What are we doing now? I should find someone to share supper with. Most of the families in town are welcoming. Lady Salamea may also want to speak with me after she arrives at the Abbey's guest house. Maybe I could even visit Smokey in the forest. Honestly, yeah, let's talk to Smokey. I'm down. I'm down to hang out with the charcoal man. I like burning things. Bill has nothing to say. You know anything, Smokey? Did you need something, Master Mahler? Do you mind if I join you for a meal? Are you sure? Yes. Well then, I suppose you're welcome. This alright with you, Voxlov? I suppose. Alright, good. Good. Bless us, O Lord, and these your gifts, which we are bound to receive from your bounty. Through Christ our Lord, amen. 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 Thank you for the hospitality. Of course, we're glad to have you. How else will Voxlov get his town gossip? Stop. I don't. Alright, alright. I was only kidding. See? I enjoy the songs of Little Birds now and then. I'll sing a few of Voxlov. I don't sing, gossip, or otherwise. Smokey is... It's a stupid joke. Don't worry about it. Don't sulk about it then. Alright. Mountain cheese and jerky. And almonds. Oh, hell yeah. We got protein here. Let's start with the cheese, I guess. In truth, I'm the gossip, Master Mauler. I can't carouse with proper people, but I like to know what's going on. Jerky. If you tell me some of your gossip, I'll tell you some of mine. I haven't heard anything to share lately, but you and Voxlov, you must hear all kinds of things. You're not wrong about that. Smokey, gossip makes trouble and gets people hurt. When did you become such an old woman, Voxlov? You're no fun at all. No one's getting hurt. We're just telling stories. Alright then, what have you heard? Voxlov knows something about the Prior, don't you, Voxlov? Why are you dragging me into this? Look, either you tell the story or I'll tell my version of it. Stupid. Fine. A few weeks back, I saw that man, the Hungarian, in the woods. He was doing some kind of ritual with blood. That's not a good sign. The use of blood is often associated with black magic. Black magic? Well, I don't care what color it is. It sounds bad to me. Whose blood was it? His. He cut his hand in the middle of the ritual and dripped his blood into a cup, I think. He kept repeating some phrase over and over. Sex lux tenebris? Or something like that. Scared you, didn't it, Voxlov? Well, I don't mind if people have strange beliefs. Let people do what they want. I just don't like blood. What's inside the body should stay inside. Some invocations require a blood sacrifice so the spirit has something material to work through. Work through? Yes, to do the bidding of the practitioner. That sounds bad. You heard anything else lately? Nothing else comes to mind. Well, the good brothers and sisters at the Abbey may have the townsfolk fooled, but not Old Smokey. They get up to all sorts of things in these woods. Oh? Smokey. Oh, please. No one around here cares if I live or die. They sure don't care about what I say to people. Until they do. Fine. Say what you want. You know that monk and nun who do the shopping in town? Oh, boy. Brother Wojslav and Sister Matilda? Well, they do more than shop together. They meet in the woods sometimes, where no one can see. No one except Old Smokey. And do things adults do. Understand? Smokey. What? It's true. Good for them. If they're happy, what's the harm? They certainly seemed happy. Very happy, if you get my meaning. Yes, I understand. Thank you. Yes, well. You heard anything else lately? No, nothing. No matter. There's plenty more to tell. Well, the whole town's built on... This is weird. Well, the whole town's built on Roman ruins, right? Pieces of an old town sit underneath the abbey, too. Hundreds of years ago, the Romans built all sorts of things up here. Then one day, they just vanished. We built on their bones. You still have to be careful where you step in this forest. You're liable to fall into an old ruin. Or get scared halfway to the grave by a ghost. It's true. Smokey saw a ghost. Oh, I love ghost stories. As do I, but this is no story. It was late in the evening. The moon was high, painting the leaves all soft and silver. I heard a rustling in the meadow, like wind through the grass, like whispers. I looked up. This is my favorite part. This is good. And there he was, standing in the meadow like he's carved out of moonlight, bent near in half. He looks at me, and it's like I've been speared straight through to my soul, just those two eyes like dark pools boring right into me. And his edges, the borders of him, they shimmer, so hard it hurts to look straight at him. I can't help it. I blink. Like God himself closed my eyes. This chill wind blows through me, the very breath of winter. And when I look back, he's gone. Almonds. I love that story. Huh, maybe he really did see a ghost. Anyway, these ruins are haunted. Hey, Smokey, I have to get back to sharpening knives for the Albans. Alright, enough talking. Good to see you, Master Muller. Drop by again sometime. Thank you for having me, Smokey. Until next time. Sleep. I should get some sleep. So, somewhere out here, Lorenz was doing some kind of ritual. Something involving his own blood to, like, summon a spirit or something. Maybe he's trying to summon a succubus to get his, to deal with his problem. It's fascinating that he has syphilis. Alright. This game's interesting. I can tell that there's like a lot that I'm probably not gonna hit on my first playthrough, just because of like how you have to make choices about Andreas and his like past. There's still lightning. There is still lightning. Tense. Over to the Gertners, I guess. There's Ill Peter. There's the fam sleeping. Let's sleep. It's getting late. I should get some rest. Actually, hang on. I want to see if there's anything going on up at the church. Can I fast travel? Doesn't look like it. Just explore a little bit. See if there's anything we can run into. Locked. Maybe the widow's got something going on. Or she's probably asleep. Like a normal person. Yeah, that's what I thought. These wood carvings are quite curious. I kind of like them. We still got this radical fucking toad down here. I love this guy. I love his simple little smile. Just like, hey, I'm here. What's up? Yeah, this is definitely wheat now that I'm looking at it. That's what I think it is. I forgot that hops grew on a vine and it's like a fruit or whatever, because it's like the way it's shaped is kind of like what the wheat looks like. I was like, yeah, that's corn, and the other part of my brain is, no, you dumbass. They don't know what America is yet. There's no way they've got corn. There's no way they've got corn. Oh shit, there is something going on. Oh shit, Mathieu's the Abbey Circader. If he sees me, he'll kick me out. Monk responsible for making rounds in the Abbey to make sure everyone is where they are supposed to be, doing what they're supposed to do. I have to keep out of sight until he's passed. Good thing he can't see well. God, he's so tiny. Wonder when people started wearing glasses. Okay, so our boy was killed by possibly in the cloister, but somewhere around the chapter house. Through the courtyard? Barium, the infirmary. Bloodstain here. This bloodstain is awful. It must have been left by the Baron before he died. But how? The Dance of Death mural. Father Matthias had it painted a few years before his death. It's beautiful. Dance of Death is an artistic allegory on the constancy of death. Illustrations often feature people from every station of society to communicate that death inevitably claims everyone, from the peasant to the emperor. Oh, it's Memento Mori. Is that anywhere up there? Memento Mori? Oh, this isn't. No, this isn't in Latin. It's in German, looks like. I guess not. wonder what recipes the brothers have for peas. These cucumbers are growing quickly. I'm sure whatever isn't eaten will be picked. Abbott House is still open. Dog! I like how everyone's got their own little gardens. Everyone's growing like their own wheat or their corn or whatever. Like it's just like, alright, well, we've got some dirt here, might as well use it. Sorry about the sniffling, I don't know, my nose has been plugged for like the past week. I think I might have the flu or something. But like a really like I get my flu shot, so like it's not bad. I don't have a fever or anything, but I am a little sore and I am sniffing a lot, so that might be it. I don't think it's just a cold, because colds don't usually. This thing's been around for like coming on a week now, so I think I usually get over colds in a couple days. Brother Gerhardt's grave was disturbed recently. Ferenc must have buried something here. I need to dig up this grave if I want to know what he was up to. Let's get Otto to help. Heading to the Prior's house. Got nothing new to interact with his little compass thing there, so can't touch that yet. Is there something going on with the with Piro's workstation? No, it doesn't look like it. Anything up in the tower? It's the bells. We could wake everyone the fuck up. That'd be funny. Hang on. How do I go down? There we go. This game's controls are a little weird. If I go up these stairs, it's going to take a while to find the records I need. I'll lose some time tomorrow morning unless I turn back now. Also, I don't actually know what I'm looking for. Still, maybe I'll find something. Sure. What's this? The Erebus Cambriae on the herbs of Wales. Oh. The writer is Cadphilus of Salopia. I don't believe I've heard of him. Interesting. He writes about butcher's broom. The Greeks used it to aid with urination and defecation. Hot damn. This author claims it can also help with the reduction of swelling. He seems to be speaking from experience. So it's like an inflammation thing. Wonderful hidden treasure for the Abbey. So they've got a little medical knowledge. What do we have here? A bifolium from the Mysteria Astra. I've read a number of treatises on astronomy, but I've never heard of this one. Seems rudimentary, explaining the connection between astrological signs and the elements and their basic relationship to alchemy. Each sign is governed by one of the four elements. Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces are the water signs, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo are the earth signs, and so on. It cuts off there. The next page is about something else entirely. Sister Illuminata must be trying to reconstruct the larger text. Those 2 pages were interesting enough, I suppose, but quite basic. Wait, that's the connection between the astrological symbols on Ferenc's cipher and the elemental symbols on the Volvel. This must be the text he referenced to create his cipher. Interesting. This would have been much simpler to solve if I'd seen this first. Well, I already solved it, so that's not useful. This is most curious. Historia de Labyrintho Librorum. Account of the Labyrinth of Books. I wonder what secret text could be hidden in such a place. I'll have to see if I can borrow the book when I have some free time, if Illuminata allows it. This looks promising. The familiares of the Sisters of Curacao Abbey. Yes. Mother Catherine was the first to enter records, looks like, almost 50 years ago. Sister Hildegard something? Sister Hildegard from the Gulderic family in Ravensburg, quite wealthy. It looks like she became the prioress after Mother Catherine. Sister Cecilia. Adelheid? Oh, this is Mother Cecilia's record. Wait, she's from the Welser family? They're one of the most powerful families in Augsburg. It looks like her family donates a lot of money to Curacao every year. More than my family sees in 10. Sister Gertrude. From Hof. The herbalist, yes. Her father is an apothecary, and that explains it. And we are snooping. I like it. Matilda Oblate. Yes, the nun's cellarer. She came from Kempton. Cellarer is an appointed official in a monastery responsible for maintaining food supplies and for maintaining the grounds. Okay. Merchant family. They donated pigments to use in the scriptorium. Quite thoughtful. I'll have to thank them if I ever get the chance. Hang on. This note says Sister Matilda left the abbey for several months. Why would she go to a hermitage? Seems strange that she's the only entry with such a note. The date's 3 years ago. This was just before Father Matthias died. Which means it was around the time Baron Rothvogel visited. I should ask Sister Matilda about this. Maybe Mother Cecilia as well. Oh, this should be interesting. Sister Illuminata. Named Angeline from the Capocci family in Perugia. It looks like they have some connection to Curacao through an old abbot, Rudolph. Where's Perugia? Hang on. Italy. Yeah, that makes sense. So she's Italian. It's the capital city of Umbria in central Italy. Interesting. Yeah, I figured from the name that she... I figured from the name, like, what was her last name? Like, Capocci? Yeah, Capoccia. That sounded pretty Italian. There's Mother Cecilia again. Sophie from Burgitz. Her family is poor, but they donated flour. Lisbeth Oblate. She's from Utrecht. It looks like she had an eventful life before coming here. Married with a child, and both died. Her merchant family has some connection to Curacao through the Kaufmanns of Rothenburg, Obdertauber. Sister Marguerite. Oh, the blind girl who's Sister Gertrude. She went blind because of failed surgery on her cataracts. Ooh. Wealthy peasant family. They donated wool and a pasture in Krimmel. And Sister Zdena. This should be good. They donate a fortune to the abbey. No wonder Mother Cecilia and the abbot let her behave as she does. I gotcha. Okay, well, we know a little more for our talk with Cecilia. The Baron and the Nun. Notes on Sister Matilda. There we go. Ooh, we're about to get seen. We're about to get caught. Oh? You guys kissing or something? What's going on? Oh shit, I was joking! Oh my god! What the... Shit. Break for the stairs, they can't possibly catch me. I'll talk to them, we can work this out, we'll come to an understanding. What am I going to do now? You just wait for them to finish, then leave. It can't take that long, can it? You should speak with them openly in good faith as men of reason. No! Run for it! Go! I don't want to fall asleep on this cold floor. I shouldn't just sit here and watch in any case. If I can't get out of here before the sisters around in the morning, it might be even worse. Maybe not Doppiopolis Zdena finds me first. Maybe we're friends? Sister Illuminata will certainly not be amused. It may make things difficult in the future. Fuck it. I'm listening to Grobian. See you later. What's that noise? I need to get out of here. Take me out. Take me out. Oh god, he's faster than I thought. Get me out, get me out, get me out, get me out, get me out. Oh god! Oh god! Close, too close. See you later. Ouch. I made it. Could they tell it was me? Christ, my leg. Oh my god. Aw, our roof's leaky. That sucks. Probably lay out a towel or something. Or, well, they don't have any. That's right. A cloth, maybe? Wow, we got like 3 hours of sleep. Oh, what's up? Hang on. The child. Let me banish myself real quick. Ursula's right there. You can see her. You can see her in the corner. On the. Stare at this child. He's smiling. It's the middle of the night, Ursula. What are you doing up here? I see. Haha. Would you like me to tell you a story? Would that help you sleep? Have you heard of the story of the cat in the cradle? Well, far up north in Flanders, where Lenhart's mill came from, there's a town by the sea. 100 years ago, there was a great flood there on the feast of Saint Elizabeth, the mother of John the Baptist. She became pregnant in old age after it was foretold by the Arca. Ooh. You know how mad your dad gets when the water comes through your farm? Well, it was like that, but much worse. If your dad saw St. Elizabeth's flood, he'd probably lose all of his hair on the spot. The waters rose so high that everyone had to leave the town. Many families lost their homes. When the flood waters went down, the townsfolk went to look for survivors. Would you believe that they saw a baby's cradle floating in the water? I know, it strains credulity, but it's about to get even stranger. There was a cat on the cradle. It was jumping back and forth to keep the waves from getting in. The townsfolk couldn't believe it, so they slowly rowed their way out to the cradle. And when they looked inside, what did they see but a tiny baby, warm and dry. Woeful. Anyway, that's why they named the town Kinderjik. Makes more sense if you know Dutch. Alright, fuck it. Back to sleep. Alright, I'm back. 1 day, 2 hours remain. Oh god, that's intense. I should find someone to eat with. What's up, Ursula? Look at her. She's got such a precocious face. Alright. You'll probably talk to Clara a little. Hello, Andreas. It's nice to see you out and about. Morning, Clara. Keeping busy? Always. If it's not the washing, it's the cooking, the mending, and the tidying. I'll lose my head if it count at all. And that's before we get to the wool. Oh goodness, all that wool. The sheep are lambing already? So soon, I know. I didn't think you'd notice. We sheared the ewes last week to prepare for the lambing. You remember the bleating, I'm sure. How could you forget? My ears are still ringing. Now the wool's all washed and we got a pile of spinning to get through before the lambs are born. Where will we find the time? Who does the spinning, you? Goodness, no. It's too much work for one woman to bear. All the women pitch in. Many hands make light work, eh? You enjoy it? You have so many sheep, it sounds laborious. I've never had much of a hand for spinning, so I enjoy the company more than the work. It's rare so many of the women in town are in the same room together. We share recipes, stories, hardships, friendship, you know? And maybe a little bit of gossip, too. You almost know quite a lot about the goings-on in Tazing. We know some, it's true, but Johann Bauer is there to watch over us so things can't get too rowdy. Oh, Andreas, you should come by. I'd like that, thank you. Everyone will be glad to see you, I'm sure. We meet at Johann Bauer's house. Please come by in the morning or afternoon and speak to Johann. I should get back to my labors, but it was lovely to see you, Andreas. Take care. Be well, Clara. Oh, Andreas, I meant to ask, would you care to join us for a meal? Perhaps another time. Of course, be well, Andreas. Okay, who can we talk to now? We can talk about the gossip in town, when they spin. Got some notes about Sister Matilda. Baron and the nun. I decided to risk entering the library to search for the directors. The sister was myself clear about which sister was harmed during Lorenz Rothvogel's last visit. I didn't get that, but I definitely got something spicy. Mason's anger. We still need to talk with Lucky. Ottilia Kemperin. We should talk with Ottilia. And then we need to talk with Ferenc as well. That's right. Peter, Andreas, got dinner plans? Perhaps another time, Peter. Suit yourself. What about Jorg? You have anything to say? Hey, Andreas. Hell yeah. Big Jorg. Will Peter have anything to say? God bless you. Hell yeah. Alright. There's Johann. Hans. Hey, Andreas. How's it going, Hans? Keeping busy in the fields? I guess. You like it? What? Farming. I never really thought about it. Dad says it has to get done whether I like it or not. What do you think about that? Uncle France said Brigitte might come. Oh hell yeah, might come help with the laundry today. She's Martin's wife, right? She seems nice. She is nicer than Veronica, anyway. Oh, I see. I wish Brigitte lived here instead of her. Say nothing. Until later, Hans. Bye. These ducks, like with their open mouths, are kind of weird looking. Alright, the widow's over here. Maybe we can talk with her. Ottilia, what is good? She has nothing to say. What's this? This must be Rannick's cane. It's strong, sturdy, and here the head is broken off. Oh shit. The break looks recent. Could Ottilia have used this cane to kill Lorenz? Ottilia, your husband's cane is broken. Do you remember how that happened? How should I know? Everything in here is broken and falling apart. The head broke off at some point. I don't remember how. Alright. Ah. We should talk to Rannig. Go up her stairs. No, we cannot. Okay. Well, it's not like we can talk to Rannig. He's, dead. So, we'll have to figure something out. Maybe I could talk to Florian and ask him about it. Like, say, hey, does this match the wound? Hey, Mahler, you see my son? I saw him running from the Abbey Thursday morning, actually. That fucking rat. That layabout was asleep when I went into the field. He told his mother he was sick. Oh, no wonder Martin's an asshole. His dad's an asshole. He say anything to you? Like where he was going? Not a word. Figures, no manners at all. Must be his mother's influence. He sure as shit didn't learn that behavior from me. Oh god. If you see him again, will you tell Kat? She's driving me crazy about it. What's got her worried? There ain't a thing in this world that doesn't worry my wife. Martin's no exception. The boy's always running off, always comes home too. Doesn't stop her getting hysterical about it. I'll let Kat know if I run into him. Good. Until later, Mahler. Until then. Oh, forgot to ask. You hungry? Want to eat with the family? No! Fine. No, I don't want to be in the middle of that. Hello, Master Mahler. I'm sorry to cause you trouble, but... Have you seen Martin recently? He wasn't feeling well, so I let him sleep until prime. But when I came to check on him, he was gone. I saw him Thursday morning. He ran through the meadow when I was on my way to the Abbey at prime. But he said he was sick. What was he doing in the meadow? He hardly ever goes out there. It always makes him sneeze. He seemed to be running from the Abbey. Why do you ask? He has a history of making poor decisions. Yeah, I bet. Like stealing? Baron Rothvogel's manservant Blaze Martin may have stolen some of the Lord's rings. Lord have mercy! That must be where he's gone to sell them. Oh, Martin, how could you? Do you know where he's likely to have gone? The last time he ran off, it was to Innsbruck. Oh, Jesus Christ. But I don't know. I don't know. He could be anywhere. What is he? What if he is attacked on the road? I'm sure he'll be alright, Cat. I pray to God that you're alright. I'm sorry. This isn't your trouble. Thank you for speaking to me. Was there something else? I don't want to impose, but if it won't be too much trouble, please let me know if you see Martin. I'm worried for him. Of course, Cat. Thank you, Mr. Mahler. Be well. Oh, I meant to ask. Would you care to join us for a meal? Maybe another time. Of course. Take care, Andreas. Everyone's so, like, cordial. It's kind of nice. What's going on with Thomas? Gotta be with you, Andreas. Okay, sure. We got the Druckers. We kind of already talked to them. I'm not sure if they've got anything new to say. Hang on. Yeah, I have to pet the cat. Slow. God, he fucking loves it. Look at that fucking cat. Hell yeah. Alright. The Steinauer house. Got the Bakers. I don't really know what anyone knows yet. Talk with Lucky to find out what he was arguing about with the Baron. Right, we should talk to Lucky and we should talk to Ferenc. So he's north of the Commons. There's Otto. Andreas, care to eat dinner with me and Otto? I can't just now, Otto, but thank you. Huh, as you like. Okay, so that's your... I guess it's like you can run around and do tasks, but eating meals with people is how you, like, advance time. Go up to the central town, the bakery, north town, there's the Steinauer house. This is where Lucky is. Alright, Lucky, let's talk. Andreas. Good day, Lucky. Do you have a moment to talk? Make it quick. I was wondering if I might bake bread with you and Agnes. We never should. Perhaps another time. Until then. Alright, it seems like we can only talk to Lucky if we eat with him, so let's see if we can talk to Ferenc first, I guess. I guess we missed our chance to do the early morning stuff because we were off finagling in the library. But we did get some, we got some stuff out of it. Still, we need to do something about that cane. So we've got something that might be the murder weapon. Church. Stir. If we see Mathieu, it might be a little weird. Alright, journal. Let's see. Pressing the wrong buttons. Okay, I should talk with... Okay. Bolt hands. Private Ferenc had been acting strangely since the Baron arrived. I should talk to him to find out if there was something going on between them. He's usually in the scriptorium, the abbot's house, or the prior's house. So we've got 3 places to check. We also need to check some... We also need to look at... we also need to take a look at that body. The grave. Something's going on there. By the Bailey, this is where... Check the scriptorium. See what's good. Oh, there's Ferenc. Ah, Andreas, what an awful time. Awful time. A Baron, murdered at Kirsau. These are dark days indeed. Brother Piero, I admit, I would have never thought him the type. What could have possessed him? I can't believe Brother Piero would kill the Baron. It's not in his nature. Piero's a half step from the grave. You really think he could have killed a man in his prime? I don't think it's in his nature. Envy and pride inspire men to madness, Andreas, even old men. But you have come to me for a reason. Do you need something? This is intense. I've heard... You rushed into the scriptorium and hid something strange at your desk. Pardon? And why were you sneaking about the scriptorium? What was it you were holding? I thought I caught a glimpse of astrological symbols. Just an academic interest of mine, nothing you need to concern yourself with. Let us seek a common understanding, Master Mahler, as two brothers in Christ. Please, let's. I'd love to understand things. Ugh. The scriptorium is my domain, and you are a guest here. And so long as that is true, I do not answer to you, but the abbot only. Is that clear? You don't mind me asking, why aren't you the abbot? Elected position, isn't it? Did your brothers not find you fit? Are you not better suited to the job, given your age and experience? That's not... I will not discuss this with you. Are we done here? I had a few more questions, if you don't mind. Be quick about it. I heard it say you perform blood rituals in the woods. Who would slander me with such a claim? I saw you myself, Ferenc, cutting your hand and speaking in Latin. How could you be so careless after what happened in Innsbruck? You wish to bring church inquisitors down on the abbey? They were merely angelic invocations, entirely Christian and benign. Then why are you whispering? I remember too well what has transpired in Innsbruck, and because I know the minds of men, even godly men, are now and again poisoned by fear and small thinking. And what were you doing in the forest, Andreas, that you would see me? Having a walk to clear my head. In the middle of the night. A man was murdered and my mentor is held in blame, Prior Ferenc. I'm surprised the whole of the abbey wasn't out there with me. You are not being truthful with me. You didn't see me at all, did you? It must have been that charcoal burner in his friend. God damn, this guy's sharp. I knew it! I knew they were spying. If you were a smart man, you would leave them in peace. Ah! You have gotten your answer. Are you satisfied? No, you still haven't explained the point of your angelic invocations. That is, unless you're really doing witchcraft. Of which I approve, to be clear. I was merely attempting to invoke the angel's aid to help with the abbey's financial troubles. I've read about court magicians in Hungary who do the same for their rulers. Such interests are not uncommon in Hungary. You know that's where I'm from. They have a more reasonable attitude toward the occult arts there, I'm told. Yes, well, we're not in Hungary, are we? I should have known you were a fellow practitioner, given the books you wheedle out of the sisters. I'd had you figured for a dilettante. You really think you're in a position to insult me? Were your invocations effective, Prior? The Lord and his angels do not work on a mortal timescale. Now please, Andreas, you've drawn the truth from me. I trust we can keep this between us, considering our mutual interest. As you wish. Be well, Prior Ferenc. Wait, and stay out of the forest. Be well, Master Mahler. Alright, I asked Ferenc if he knew anything about the Baron's death. He was defensive and evasive, so we know that there's a little something going on. Nothing else we can do about that. Someone was in a hurry to get rid of this parchment. Smells recent. Probably wasn't burned more than a day ago. And a burned note. I found the burned remnants of a note in Prior Ferenc's house. It's unclear what the contents of the note were, but it was written in a purple ink with exceptionally fine lettering. Oh, it's the same note that Lorenz had. There are deep indentations in this parchment. Whoever wrote on the page above it must have been angry. I wonder if I can make a charcoal rubbing of this page and reveal the contents of the writing. Baron Rothvogel? Ratier Wiederholten Aufforderungen und Unterschwelgen. I don't know how to... I don't know any German. Inquisitoren in Innsbruck, Main... Aha! Clear as an alpine day. It's a letter to the Baron from Prior Ferenc. My god. Lorenz was blackmailing Ferenc to get him to perform some kind of occult ritual. One thing to read books on magic, but few are foolish enough to attempt to actually practice what's written in them. Andreas, may I help you with anything? I came across an interesting letter from you addressed to the late Baron Rothvogel. What? Where did you get that? Were you performing occult rituals with the Baron? Shh! He meant to coerce me into performing a ritual to help with the condition. Oh, syphilis. But I refused, as the letter makes abundantly clear. Ah, the French disease. He was likely taking mercury for his treatment. It can cause curious behavior at high doses. Or I noticed he had a sore on his section blood of Florian was examining him. Let's not implicate Florian here. The mercury might explain his cavalier attitude toward a mutual interest. He seemed to believe he was untouchable. I am under no such illusions. What could you possibly have in common? Books. I am the prior of the Kiersau Scriptorium, one of the few of its kind left in Christendom. Modest though the abbey may be, our library contains works on subjects rarely found beyond its walls, certainly not all in the same place. For men of certain academic interests, it is perhaps the only place we may meet and discuss them. I've always thought it's a perfectly reasonable area of study, so long as you avoid certain subjects. It's a rich area for scholarly insight. The Baron's interest was more than academic. When he wished to make it practical, I refused. There is nothing more to it. I see. Now is that all? I have duties I really should attend to. I had a few more questions if you don't mind. Fine. So I found a straight note in your fireplace. It was written in an unusually fine hand. I found others around Tassing with the same hand that seemed to have appeared out of nowhere. What were you doing in my home? Just having a look around, seeing the sights. That is my private space. You can't just wander about like it's the public square. What if someone had been attempting to gruesomely murder you? There's a killer on the loose, Prior Ferenc. You impossible. Ah! Any person of manners knows better than to go snooping around others' things. I have nothing to hide. Then why burn the note? What was left was difficult to read, but I can make out the red bird, Matins. It was a strange little thing I found on my desk after waking up for Do I pronounce it Matins or Maton? Hang on. It's Latin, right? I don't know much about Latin pronunciation.
Matins.
Matines, okay. It wasn't there when you went to sleep? Not that I noticed, but again, Andreas, it was small. I could have easily overlooked it. Surely it's just a loose scrap, but the hand was handsome, you're correct. Unlike anything penned by the brothers in the scriptorium, to be certain. How unsettling. You remember what the note said? No, only that I found the contents nonsensical and disturbing. The remaining legible part read the red bird. You don't know what that could be? A scrap from some bestiary? I couldn't say. My eyes watched the heavens, not the trees. Although, we do not see many red birds at this altitude. The common robin, perhaps, or a swallow? But that doesn't matter. I'm telling you it was nonsense. One more thing. Who has access to your home? Everyone at this abbey! But what does it matter to you? It was just a scrap of paper. If I had a similar note in the Baron's effects while Brother Florian was... We can probably keep that to ourselves. Or, I'm not sure yet, I just have a strange feeling about it. Perhaps you should pray to the Lord settles your spirit so that I might have some quiet. But don't you find the coincidence strange? No, we operate a scriptorium, Master Mahler, and house perhaps the largest library in Bavaria. We are awash in parchment scraps. They multiply like silverfish between the pages of our books. Are you satisfied now? I suppose that will have to do. Thank you. Excellent. Are we done here? I will leave you in peace. Be well, Prior Ferenc. Be well, Master Mahler. Okay. We've got... We didn't learn that much from him, to be honest, but we need to figure out this whole red bird business, I guess. Some occult's going on. I also need to talk to the sisters, that too. Getting spicy. I do love all the I do love how like all the the ideas where it's like you've got like this whole church full of monks and stuff, but they still like there's a few of them are still like I can't handle it anymore. I got to do some bullshit. Got to go make out with my other monks or whatever. Andreas, I'm sorry about what is happening to Brother Piero. I do not know him well, but I find it hard to believe he could have killed the Baron. He didn't. I'm going to figure out who did. I will pray for your success. I know it might be far from your mind, but have you considered my offer to eat with you and the townspeople? The gospel says that man cannot live on bread alone, but from time to time, a little bread is required. You know what? Yeah, I'm down to eat. I'm down to eat with Sabat. I'll talk to Gret and see who she wants to come along. Where should we meet you? At the Shrine of St. Moritz. I'll see you there. Until then. Oh, neat. Oh my, Andreas. Yes? Are these all the mothers from Tazing and their children? Well, no, I don't think it's all of them. Helena Pfeiffer couldn't make it. It's a long walk up here in her condition. And Hetty says Hans was too big for stories. Stories? Stories from your homeland? I like stories. Yes, maybe a little too much. Ha! Alright, I can tell a story, but first let us pray together and eat. Fucking... Well, I guess she's just eating already, fucking... This little girl doesn't give a shit. Oh, Lord, thank you for bringing us together as you brought Jesus to his disciples on the road to Emmaus. With the breaking of bread between us, let us recognize each other as Christians and rejoice in our salvation through you. Amen. 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 And I thank you and your husband for this bread, Gret. My Ulrich always says that bread brings people together. That is true. I miss this when I was in Flanders. So we got rye, sheep's milk cheese, and more almonds. Hell yeah. Let's start with the bread. Oh, baby. They don't have bread in Flanders? Wah! Where's Flanders? North, down by the sea. It's where the Muller's windmill came from. Mueller. It's true. They have whole fields of them where the land is flat. I want to see them. Father Gernot eats a white bread, does he not? Yes, the finest wheat is used for the abbot's bread. Why? The abbot is a very important man, Paul. We have a bread in my home that we call injera. We make it thin, round, and wide, and we put our food on top of it. We eat it with almost every meal. As you love the bread of your home, so I miss mine. Cheese. Oh, what's the recipe? Maybe we can make it. Thank you, but no. We use a fine grain that does not grow here, called teff. Surely someday you'll go home and have your fill of it. I hope you find our local bread satisfying, Brother Sabat. I do enjoy it, perhaps too much. I am becoming too accustomed to life in Rome, even life in these mountains. In truth, I can no longer remember the taste of injera, not even the feeling of it in my mouth. Ooh, that sucks. It is the great danger that comes with the blessing of traveling a life between worlds. And almonds. I don't want to talk about bread anymore. It's so boring. Bread. I fucking love Ursula. she just doesn't give a shit. Don't be rude, Bert. I do like that you can tell that the kids are all different ages, like instead of, because mostly in games, like when they make models, it's usually like there's the adult model and the child model, and all the children are like the same size. But in this game, since like all the characters are unique, they just kind of made them all different sizes and ages. I also love. You see this baby in this woman's hands? I love how simple he looks compared to everyone else. He's just got. Look at his fucking face. I did say I would tell a story. Children, have you ever seen a Bible? Father Tom. Yeah, Father Thomas has one. It's huge. Ursula, what are you doing? Ursula, what are you doing? My dad has one. It was printed in Bamberg? Very good. This is a Bible from my home that I brought to give to the abbot. Andreas, do you have a favorite story to illustrate from the Bible? Adam and Eve, Jacob wrestling with the angel, Christ being taken down from the cross, Elijah and the chariots of fire, the Annunciation with Gabriel. I do like Jacob. It is a powerful image. It speaks to us as we struggle to comprehend the divine. Our struggles are not as spectacular as Jacob's, but just as difficult, and may leave us transformed as he was. Now then, children, do you know the story of Jesus feeding the multitudes? Fish and loaves. My mom and dad make loaves. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, neat. It's like, okay. Oh, this is cool. This is from our Bible, how we tell the story of how Jesus fed thousands from only a few fish and a few loaves of bread. Why is everyone brown? Why is everyone brown? Because where I am from, everyone looks like me. Why? Because we are all as God has made us. I know Tassing seems big to you, but the world is so much bigger than we can imagine. There are many people of many different colors all over the world. There are places where no one looks like you or me. Yeah, in Asia. Really? It's true. In Flanders, I saw ships arrive from the New World. Oh, they do. Right. They do know. The people look and dress very differently from us, differently from Brother Sabat. Oh, did he see, they make art out of gold that is so beautiful it outshines the greatest works of the Christian world. Wow, he must have seen some, like... He must have seen some, like, Mayans or something. Brother Sabat, do you know the Baron who was murdered? It came up when I was visiting the Druckers. I'm sorry, Murray. There's nothing to apologize for. We can't shield them from the world forever. I like that Sabat's understanding. I did not know him, Bert, but do you know the story of Lazarus? No? He was a friend of Jesus. He became sick and he died. I fucking love the whole... I love the inserting of the characters in the illustrations. This is just so cool. Like, this is better than him just, like, giving us a wall of text. Like, it actually illustrates, like, what he's talking about. But Jesus brought his followers to Lazarus' tomb. He prayed to God, and when they opened the tomb, Lazarus emerged, returned from the dead. Jesus can bring people back from the dead? He can, Bert. One day Jesus will bring us all back from the dead. Everyone who has ever lived and died will come together and be resurrected on Judgment Day. I got the achievement empty-headed. Oh, because I just lost my hat. Say nothing. Aww. Even the Romans? Yes, the Romans too. Oh, hell yeah, she's got the hat now. Look at this girl. I love Ursula's look when she, like, looks up at something. Like, she looks like there's, like, nothing going on in her head. She's like, oh. Like, you ever see that look that kids have whenever they're looking at something and they don't understand it? They're just, like, their eyes get big and their mouths hang on. They're like, oh. I saw one come out of their tomb like Lazarus. What do you mean, Paul? Well, the ruins below the mill, they're Roman, and they all died a long time ago. But I saw one come out the other night. They were in white, like Lazarus. Let's stop telling stories, Paul. And you shouldn't have been outside at night. Andreas, what does he mean? Hey. No text rituals that an educated man could use to attempt to summon a spirit. Probably just someone slinking around after dark up to mischief. That explanation does seem sound. I hope you're right. Apologies for that, ladies, but thank you for sharing a meal with me today. I'll be leaving for Rome soon, but I am glad to have spent some time with you and your children. Thank you, Brother Sabat. It was wonderful. Don't forget to stop by the bakery before you go. I'm sure my husband will want to see you before you go. I will. God grant you all health. That's lovely. I like that. Time to get back to work. Am I still expected to work? Is that still a thing people want from me? Right. The girls can't talk. That's a shovel. A shovel has blood on the blade. Not normal. I think Sister Matilda uses it in the garden. I should ask her about it. Sophie, Marguerite, Matilda. God bless you, Master Mahler. May I ask you some questions, Sister Matilda? You know Mother Cecilia doesn't like us talking to men unless it's truly necessary. This concerns the murder of the Baron. Yes, it's tragic, but what does it have to do with me? Why did you have to leave Kirsau to go to a hermitage? Oh, this face. Baron Rothvogel had an appetite for young women. Oh. Neither his marital vows nor the vows of the woman seemed to matter much to him. When I was on my way to town one day, he surprised me in the meadow and made his interest clear. Better continue. I refused his advances. I thought that would be the end of it. This was not enough, because he did the same thing the next day. I refused him again. Why didn't you tell Mother Cecilia or Father Matthias? To do what? Be lectured on how to behave? Accusing a man of misbehavior, especially a nobleman, is not so simple a thing. On the third day, he attacked me on me. Oh, Jesus. He attacked me on my way through the meadow. He dragged me into the forest. Oh, God. Into the forest where he could have his way with me. I managed to badly scratch his neck. It saved my virtue, but it enraged him. He beat me until he was exhausted and he left me there in the woods. Nothing. Mother Cecilia had me removed from Curacao for my safety until I could recover. The wounds within my body have healed, but the attack has left a lasting injury in my mind. Wow, Mahler. I have to say, this sounds like a strong motive to kill the Baron. I was angry. I was filled with hate, yes, but it's been years. Mother Cecilia and Father Thomas helped me move past the anger to find love in this community. Father Thomas. Yes, Father Thomas is our confessor. We can talk to Mother Cecilia about our problems, but only a priest can hear our confessions. Sister Matilda, did you receive a strange note recently? Yes, how did you know? Others have received notes as well. What did it say? Here, look for yourself. Remember what he did, the violence you suffered, the red bird flies, Matins, chapter. Rothvogel, the red bird. Oh. I found it in my bed in the nuns' dormitory. You can keep it if you'd like. In your bed? Who could have put it there? The only people allowed beyond the garden are the sisters. I can't imagine any of them making this. Mother Cecilia and Sister Illuminata have beautiful handwriting, but both of them have been so kind to me. I have to ask you about your shovel. The garden shovel? I wouldn't say it's mine. It belongs to the Abbey. I just use it more than the other sisters. There's blood on it. I recently used it to kill baby... I recently used it to kill baby rabbits in the garden. Holy shit. That's brutal. The other sisters are too squeamish to do it. I guess you don't want them eating all your stuff. I didn't clean it because it was going right back in the dirt anyway. But why bring up the shovel? Oh, I understand. No, I didn't use it to kill the Baron. A man is not a rabbit. Thank you for your time, sister. God bless you, Master Mahler. Baron's assault. Okay. I can't go in there. Main sister Cecilia. Can we talk to her yet? God bless you, Andreas. God bless you, Mother Cecilia. Is there something I can help you with? I need to talk to you again about the Baron, how you walked away with the sisters when he arrived. Given that the Baron was just murdered, it seems worth inquiring about the cause. Why? Do you not trust the Abbot's judgment? No, of course I don't. Brother Piero? He wouldn't hurt a mouse. I don't know. Do you? That's not an answer, Andreas. You must be careful how you ask and answer questions right now. The Abbot does not want anything to interfere with the Archdeacon's investigation. That includes you. Then help me. Help you what? Blame someone else for the murder? You know that Piero didn't murder the Baron. It had to have been for someone else, or help me find justice. It had to have been someone else. I will not condemn someone else to death. I'm not asking you to condemn someone, just to help me understand what happened. I'm simply a nun. Wow, the fact that the U is just an upside-down N in this script completely threw me off. Like, this just looks like 6 lines to me. You see that? The word for nun? It doesn't look like anything. Why do you think I can help you? You know what happens at this abbey better than anyone. I saw you react when the Baron arrived. You must know something about what's going on. Alright. I did have reason to be concerned about Baron Rothvogel's presence. The Baron caused irreparable harm to one of the sisters on his last visit. The damage was severe enough that she had to leave us for some time. Was it Sister Matilda? Matilda told me. Of course. What happened to Sister Matilda was tragic. Lorenz, the Baron, tried to seduce Sister Matilda. She rebuked him several times, so one morning he attacked her in the meadow on her way to town. He dragged her into the woods. Sister Matilda is a strong woman, but her resistance was met with violence. When pilgrims to the shrine found her, she had been beaten so badly she could barely move. My god. Well, I don't think I should say that. I'm assuming the Baron didn't suffer any consequences for this attack. No, I knew he wouldn't. I also knew that bringing the attack to the attention of Father Matthias would put him in an impossible position. The Baron would suffer no consequences, but the Abbot would have refused his continued patronage. I concealed the assailant's identity from Father Abbot and had Sister Matilda taken to a hermitage near Mittenwald. She stayed there under the care of sisters until she recovered and could return. No, the abbot definitely wouldn't have taken action because the abbey's kind of in money trouble. How does Sister Matilda feel about seeing the Baron again at Curacao? Andreas, if you want me to tell you that I think Sister Matilda killed the Baron, I won't. Seeing him was hard for her, of course. She defended her virtue from the Baron, but her injuries were severe. Her body recovered in time. Her mind, I don't know if it ever will. She still fights him in her dreams. She wakes in the night, screaming, soaked in her own sweat. So it affected her, yes. It still affects her. That doesn't mean she wanted to kill the Baron. It certainly doesn't mean she actually did. Sister Matilda is a faithful servant and friend of Christ. I believe that truly, Andreas. She is respected and beloved by this community for good reason. Does Brother Vushslav know who really killed Matilda? Who really attacked Matilda? No. Though the attack is why we asked Brother Vushslav to travel with her to town after she returned. Perhaps it will come to light now that the Baron has been murdered, but she didn't tell him before. I see. Do not mention Sister Matilda to the Archdeacon, Andreas. I do not believe she could have done this. Of course. God bless you, Andreas. Irreparable harm. Matilda told me that the Baron... injuries were so severe that Mother Cecilia had her removed from the hermitage to avoid a scandal. Okay. We're just collecting information right now. I can't really make a judgment yet. Okay. Lord, we're picking up a lot of gossip. Nothing too crazy, but we're picking up a lot of gossip. I'm supposed to work, I think. Infirmary. Maybe we can talk to Florian a bit. Nope, we're not talking to him at all. Okay. Look, Bert. Hey, Andreas, do you need something? Father Abbott said I should help you if you needed it, so here I am. There is a matter I need your help with, Brother Voltbert. I suspect there's something hidden in Gerhard's grave. Do you think you can dig it up for me? Yes, Father Gernot. I want to help, but I don't think I should unless he says it's alright. Alright, I'll go talk to the abbot. Fine, that's good. Be well, Andreas. I probably should have thought a bit more before saying that, but whatever. There's no way Gernot's gonna be cool with it. God bless you. Rudiger has no idea that I know. Andreas? Yes, Brother Mathieu? How did you sleep last night? You look a little rough around the edges. I slept fine, actually. Thank you, though. The library is restricted to the sisters of the abbey without the express permission of the abbot. Of course. God bless you, Andreas. Until later. That's intense. Guy has nothing to say. Wait, does the game just end when the Archdeacon shows up? I'm not sure. Founder. We should get Otto in. I don't want to talk to the abbot. I'm gonna be honest. He seems like he's gonna be a bit of a bitch about this whole thing. Abattoir. I don't know where I'm gonna find Otto though. Oh, there he is. Andreas, I trust you are abiding by my command to leave Piero and the rest of the monastics in peace. Father Gernot is in a difficult position. He hasn't been at the abbot long, and he's young. The elder monks don't respect him. A friend of the Prince Bishop murdered under the roof of his abbey. It doesn't look good. If I represent a threat to the abbot's authority, he could expel me from the abbey, masterwork or not. Then I may never discover who really killed Lorenz, and Piero will die for it. I should be careful not to alienate Gernot before the Archdeacon arrives. I've been abiding by your command, frustrating though it is. I do not appreciate your characterization of my reasonable request as frustrating. Nevertheless, I admit I have not heard any complaints about your behavior, for which I am grateful. I know you and brother Piero are close. You must trust that if Piero is innocent of the Baron's death, God will reveal as much to the Archdeacon. Okay. There is more at stake here than you understand, Andreas. I'm sure the Lord will step down and go, yeah, he didn't do it. Yeah, I'm sure that'll happen. Given that I am not the Lord and don't have perfect understanding of all things, of course that's the case. That may be, but I can't in good conscience let it this way. Yada, yada. What is at stake here exactly? Aside from an innocent man's life, of course. There are few extant double monasteries with working scriptoriums. There are few extant double monasteries with working scriptoriums any longer. They're costly to operate, and the church does not approve of them. Baron Rothvogel was a friend of the Prince Bishop, and if the Prince Bishop were so inclined, he could order the abbey closed and our community disbanded. A community of which you are not a member, and so whose precarity you can't understand. I thought you were a clever man, Andreas. Your ignorance disappoints me. I don't wish to disappoint you, Father Gernot, but neither do I wish for an innocent man to die based on circumstance alone, which is why I've come to you with a request. And? Ferenc is Gernot's assistant. Suggesting Ferenc might have killed Lorenz might anger the abbot if the two are close. If the brothers chose Gernot over Ferenc because they didn't find Ferenc trustworthy, Gernot might not either. Rather not alienate him. I could keep Ferenc's name out of it entirely, but then my reasoning would sound rather vague. I have reason to believe there is something hidden in Brother Gerhard's grave, and I'd like to dig it up. Or I have reason to believe the Prior Ferenc has hidden something in Brother Gerhard's grave, and I'd like to dig it up. Whatever. What does that have to do with the death of Baron Rothvogel? I suspect the weapon used to murder the Baron may be buried there. Baron Rothvogel was stabbed. We know the murder weapon used to kill him. Brother Piero was found holding it. The Baron's stab wound was self-inflicted. He was killed by blow to the head. How do you know this? I recall telling you to stay off of Abbey grounds after the body was discovered. Or let me watch this investigation. Lawrence rules against the abbot's wishes. It would be ungrateful for me to reveal his disobedience to the abbot, but what we learned might help convince the abbot that Piero couldn't have killed. That means anyone who gives Baron Rothvogel's body more than a cursory examination. So are you suggesting I didn't give the murder of Baron Rothvogel my due attention? You seem to think I don't care who killed the Baron, or whether Piero is the one who did it. I do. But I have a role to play here, and I can't be seen to undermine the authority of the Archdeacon in stepping outside of it. Do you take me for a fool? I will not let you exhume Brother Gerhard's body on a hunch. What does it matter? He's nothing more than bones now. I'm sure he wouldn't mind. I don't think that's gonna happen. He was a brother of this abbey, and he should be left in peace. Just as I would like to be. Leave now and do not pester me about this again. Looks like we're grabbing Otto. Pet his dog real quick. Yeah, I didn't think the game would lock me into asking him for permission. I thought it was just gonna be like a casual chat and I could ask him a few cursory questions, but it just kind of launched me straight into it. That wasn't what I expected. That happens sometimes in conversation-focused games where they're like, oh yeah, clearly you went to talk to this guy for this reason, but it's really just me trying to cover all my bases and talk to everyone at least a little bit to get like all my questions out of the way. But like sometimes you'll get like forced into something like that, and I'm not the biggest fan of when that happens. Oh god, I'm getting a little confused again. So I can't get Volkbert to help me because the abbot doesn't want me to. Nothing. Otto was like down here last time I saw him, but I don't know where else he could be. Is he working over here? Doesn't look like it. Oh my god, look at this dog. Look at him. He's got a beard. Oh, he's polite too. I like him. That's a good dog. That's a good dog. This is the Baron's wife. He got a note too. What's this? A letter to the Baron from Prior Ferenc? Oh, this is the letter I made a charcoal rubbing of. Lorenz was blackmailing for rank. It's the same text. And Lady Salamea knows who I am, but has nothing to say to me. Noted. I'm fucking all of this up. I really need to find Otto. There's Lennart. Afternoon. You're the Gertner's boarder, aren't you? How could you tell? You're as filthy as a farmer, but you don't smell like sheep. Quite unlike the Gertners. They're farmers. You expect them to act like kings? A little dignity wouldn't hurt them. They bleat like sheep when times get hard. Only Eva's got backbone. How is she, by the way? She's fine. Why? I'm only curious. She used to bring their barley to me, but Peter insists on delivering it now. Oh, Lennart's a creep. Okay. A shame. She'd shown some curiosity about the mill. I'd hope to foster that. I haven't seen such a marvelous windmill since my time in Flanders. There are many in the farmlands along the Lee, particularly west of Ghent. Ah, the Lease. Lovely range of hills. Right, Flanders very... River, actually. It's the Lee in Flanders, the Lease in France. Of course, the Lee. I misheard you. She's the only windmill in Bavaria, did you know? Constructed in exacting detail from Dutch specifications. The gem of the Alps, and none of the incurious dolts here can appreciate it. Except you. Yes, I'm sure it's the peasants who are the problem. I should be going. Until later. Until then, Mahler. Okay, I do not like Lennart. Paul. This is Elsa, right? That's her name. Good afternoon, forgive me, I've forgotten your name. Andreas Mahler, master artist. Oh, a master at such a young age? It's impressive. Well, I admit I'm not quite a master yet. Still finishing my masterpiece. What is that like? Hard work, but it pays off in the end. Ah, to live a dream. You can. You have the right, just like anyone. To do what? I have my family to care for. Leonard, Paul, my sweet angel. The mill. Oh, I apologize. We didn't even get properly introduced. You must be Else Mullerin? Yes, that's me. I heard... It's Mullerin? I heard Clara and Eva had an artist boarding with them. That must be very exciting. They treated me very well. Perhaps Eva more than Clara, Oh, come on. Oh, I only meant living on a farm among the townspeople. Isn't it very lively? Only when ill Peter wakes in the night and can't find the chamber pot. Ursula brings some joy to the household, though. Such a lovely little girl. I pray the Lord may someday bless us with a daughter. Elsa! Have you finished with your gabble? There's work that needs doing. Oh, no. I'm sorry, I have to get to my labors. Of course, I apologize if I bothered you. Until later, Miss Mullerin. Until then. It's quiet, and her husband's an asshole. Noted. That's two families that are not doing too hot. There's Otto. Good afternoon, Andreas. Heard that bear in front of yours was killed up at the Abbey. My mentor, Brother Pierre, has been blamed for the crime. One of the elder brothers, isn't he? Might have met him while I was replacing the scriptorium roof. Seemed an alright sort for a monk. Sorry to hear it. Anyway, did you need something? Otherwise, I got things to do. Do you think you could help me dig up a grave at the Abbey? Why? You think there's something in there that'll prove the old brother's innocent, right? That's it. You're perceptive, Otto. Yeah, I only listen when people talk. You should try it. Oh, fuck off. Did you talk to the abbot about this mischief? Wouldn't want to get my grubby hands all over his stuff without his permission. No. So he'll be furious when he finds out? Perfect. It'll take a few hours, especially if I'm digging alone. You got time for that? Yeah, I'm ready. Let's go. Fine. I'll grab my tools. Am I really helping? This doesn't seem... whatever. So, town carpenter. What's that like? Exhausting. Not unlike this here. Satisfying, too, to make things with my hands. To feel the sun on my neck and sap under my fingers. And I haven't fallen off of a roof yet, so all in all, I can't complain. Being the only carpenter at tasking must keep you busy. Busy's one word for it. Overworked's another. It was easier if my dad and I could do the work together, but since his stroke, it is what it is. Did you see a doctor? Perhaps something can be done. Dr. Stoltz took a look at him. He said there was nothing to be done. Made it seem like we were wasting his time. It was a few years ago, and my dad doesn't trust a doctor as far as he can throw him. But thanks. Anyway, the work gets me talking to everyone in town, so I hear all about what's troubling people. Many people in Tasing are struggling, Andreas, the peasants especially. I heard as much from Clara. They used to be able to pay a portion of their taxes and crops, but the abbot put an end to that. Now if they get a bad price from Miller, they don't get enough to pay the abbey. That's exactly the kind of thing I'm talking about. The abbot might own the land, but he doesn't work it. He just reaps the benefits of others' efforts. But it's not just him. The law, imperial law, that's what gives him power. So maybe the laws have to change. I had no idea it was so bad. My family are all artists. You're from Nuremberg, right? Well away from the peasants' problems. I'd be surprised if you did know. Good thing you came to Tasing. You can get a real education in how the world works. Anyway, I should get back to digging. It's going to take a while. This is all on my own. I've got a shovel, don't I? What's this? Oh, Father Matthias is here. Pater Matthias, de Genava Abbas. With a wooden headstone, too. Things must be worse for the abbey than I thought. Shouldn't abbots be buried with more marble? The rest of the abbots are in the crypt or under the church. I took a look at them while inspecting the foundations with Endrus, who is, oh yeah, his friend, the smith guy. Here's house built on top of an old Roman fort, not cheap to maintain by any means. Surely they could do better than a wooden gravestone. Take it up with the abbot if it bothers you so much. Me, I think they should all get wood. Oh my god. Oh, Sister Maria, the librarian, probably before your time. I was a boy when she passed. My father spoke well of her, though. Said she reminded him of his own grandmother, a sweet woman who loved the Lord. I expect the abbot will have her dug up soon. Ah, for the crypt. A ghoulish tradition, I've always thought. What's dead should remain buried. But then, they don't have much space here, and many of the monks aren't long for death themselves, so... Oh god. There's Mother Brunhild Abbotissa? I doubt anyone's in that one. Given the age, I'd guess that's long been moved to the abbey crypt by now. You worried Father Gernot might try to punish us for this? God willing, we'll be done before he finds out about it. So you want me to speed it up? Sure, what do you care about my back? Christ. Short, angry monk coming this way. Ah, hell, we're destined for an earful. Is all well here? Why would it not be? Why have you coerced the carpenter into digging up the late Brother Gerhard? Someone has disturbed this grave, and I suspect it's connected with the Baron's murder. That is curious, if you're telling the truth. Even so, Brother Gerhard's grave is not your concern. You are not a member of this community, Andreas. The abbot gave us his... Oh, I lie anyway. The abbot gave his permission. The rest is not your business. Ah, the Circader. It's my... As a Circadia, it's my business to prevent for such mischief such as this. I'm terribly convincing. It's the hat. Gives me an air of authority. I don't have a hat. You seem to have lost your hat, Andreas, and with any common sense you possess. Anna Albin took it, Baker's daughter. Master Mahler, you just admitted to being unable to prevent a child from pilfering your hat. I do not know how you believed you would get away with this macabre caper. Master Zimmerman, please clean up this mess. I'm going to speak with the abbot about this immediately. Is that going to cause problems for you? Proving Piero's innocence is what matters. I'm not worried about anything else. You got convictions after all, huh? Well, the sun won't wait, so I better get back to digging. You know what? I don't give a shit about the abbot. Brother Jacob from Cologne. Did you ever meet him? We spoke a couple times. He was a funny man, just about the only one of these monks with a sense of humor. A funny monk. I'm sad to have missed him. He had a gift for manipulating his features and his voice to imitate the other monks. A man like that is wasted at an abbey. Well, I've reached the body, but what, is something wrong with it? Looks fine enough, decay notwithstanding, but someone stuffed a sack up under his ribs. Good God, let me see. Oh dear. Ah, arcane tools. They could serve no other purpose. Tools? What do you mean? What would you use these for? Magic. Two are plated with precious metals and engraved, a silver chased rod and a golden plate. The rod has symbols of the zodiac on it. The plate has some script I don't recognize. And a knife! Seems ordinary enough, but together with the other two buried here. Why would someone bury them here together? Because they're forbidden. Wait, there's blood in some of the symbols on this rod. Dried to be certain, but not that old. Ferenc tried cleaning this, but wasn't able to remove all of the blood. Could this be what was used to kill the Wrens? Who buried this here anyway? I can't say, but it may be connected to the Baron's murder. What? None of this makes any sense. What's going on here, Andreas? That's what I need to figure out, Otto. Thank you for your help. I should find someone to eat with. Can't confront Ferenc. Okay. I discovered a silver rod with occult symbols on it and traces of dried blood in the engravings. I believe it may belong to prior Ferenc. Okay. Wait, hang on, let's look at that again. And it appears Prior Ferenc hid them out here out of fear that they might just be discovered. The note he wrote must have been a message for a fellow magician to dig them up at a later date. Okay. Actually, hang on. Okay, so... Man, we've uncovered a lot of stuff today. This is the kind of game where I really wish I had like a save file so that I could like redo days and stuff to see if I could do them as efficiently as possible. Because like some games like Persona, when they have like a time sort of system like this, I get really paranoid about optimizing. And like every time I make a decision, I'm like, I shouldn't have done that. Okay, find someone to eat with. Virgin Druckers. Nice. The air up here must be nice. I remember visiting an alpine village once, and it was actually really pleasant. Air was completely it was extremely clear, if a little dry. Kind of nice, just kind of standing at the foot of the mountain, being like, "Wow, I'm really tiny." Really emphasizes things, you know. Oh, what are you doing here, brother? Andreas, Christ, there you are, brother Wishlav. What's the matter? It's the Archdeacon. He's come oh fuck, early with an entire retinue in tow. He's questioning everyone who knew the Baron and Brother Piero. I've already told him the little I know. He expects to speak with you tomorrow at Nona's. He requested you specifically. Say why? It's no secret you've been poking about the town and the abbey, sticking your nose in the rot. I hope your prying has borne fruit, or Piero's neck will meet the sword. I'm well aware of the stakes, thank you. If only I had a couple more days. Whatever happens, Piero knows you've been working hard on his behalf, and he's grateful for it. Only, Andreas... What is it? It's just, you know as well as I do, the Baron was not a good man. I'm not saying he deserved what he got, but you think hard about what you tell the Archdeacon and who you tell him about. You understand? You're worried I'll tell the Archdeacon about what I've heard of Sister Matilda? All I'm saying is, if in your searching you heard anything about her, I'd ask you to keep it to yourself. I'll do what I can to protect you from censure. That's all I would ask of you. I should return to Curacao. The abbot will be having a fit right now. Be well, Andreas. I will pray for Piero's deliverance tonight. You should as well. Is this game about to end? So, Oh, Andreas, if you don't have supper plans, would you care to join us at home? Sure. Wonderful. I didn't talk to Jorg. God damn it. Bless us, O Lord, and these your gifts, which we are about to receive from your bounty. And we pray that you keep safe the soul of my dear Christine, gone these 6 years. She is missed at this table by her husband and children, but we take comfort that she will be with you in paradise. Through Christ our Lord, amen. Amen, amen, amen. 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 Amen, amen. I saw that wretch of a Miller this morning. That bastard had the gall to raise his hand to me in greeting. I should have spat at his feet. Dad, I don't know how we're going to pay the Abbey's taxes if he raises the milling fee. Have you told him that? No use talking to that man, not with the bad blood between us. I could try to speak to him. He's friendly with me. Absolutely not! And don't you ever speak to him again. Ever! I'm sorry, Dad. I won't. I promise. You're going to have to give yourself chest pain. You're going to give yourself chest pains again if you keep going on like that. It's not my chest that pains me, boy. Christ, but my back hurts. How are we going to get those fields planted in time? I've been picking up the slack, haven't I? We'll get by all right. Something happened to your back, Peter? I'm no doctor, but I could take a look. Now you've done it. Up with the sun, no matter the weather. Out there in the muck and the elements, working my hands to goddamn splinters. Watch your heart, son. You want to leave Clara a widow? Getting hot. Alright, we've got rye bread, another thing of rye bread, and some fresh pottage. Why don't you go see Agnes Steinauer about a balm for your back? Steinauer or some, whatever the last name was. I don't want goddamn women's oh, come on. Come on, Peter. Dad, we have a guest. If Agnes's medicine is good enough for me and Clara, I don't see why it can't help you too. I trust to Agnes's folk remedies when there's a doctor in town. Doctors, pah! Only thing more useless is priests. Charge you as much as the miller with all the bedside manner of a goddamn undertaker. The pain will pass. I'll push through, just as I always have. This guy's probably popped a disc or something. Stubborn boy. Why don't you talk to that old soldier up at the Abbey? What was his name? Florian? Florian, yes. I was on the tip of my tongue. Since when are you so fond of the Abbey, Peter? Florian might live at the Abbey, but he's a soldier still. Only one of them worth talking to now that Father Matthias has passed. When was that? A few months ago? You knew Father Matthias? More like Matthias made it his business to know me. Matthias, you know, he was impressed by my age, though I must have been blessed by the Lord. Wanted to know all about my life and the things I'd seen. Good man for a monk. Not like that new abbot. Only cares about his coffers, Gernot does. That's the Abbey for you. Do you see Otto up there much, Andreas? The abbot keeps him busy. I had dinner with him and Andres recently. He was working on some repairs for the abbot's house. Did anyone at the Abbey have a hello for me? Jorg? What, Clara? I'm only curious. Stare quizzically at Big Jorg. Forget it. It was stupid anyway. What's Jorg got going on? We don't often get meals with you, Andreas. Pestering folk around town with questions like you do. You want to know anything about the town? The widow who lives near the forest, was she always like that? Kemper, shame what happened to her. She was never a sweet woman, you know? Even as a girl, she was surly. Thought that has its charm, though that has its charms. Dad, I won't have Andreas going around telling tales of your lechery. Nonsense, I can keep a secret. I have plenty of my own. I don't doubt it, strapping young rascal like you. Attilia, she and I have known each other all our lives. Her family has been on that land for generations, going back to, well, her great-grandfather, I think, Diedrich. Her husband passed away not too long ago. What was his name? Rannig. He was unwell for a long time, wasn't he? He seemed to be worse every time I saw him. I had a run-in with that Rothvogel bastard he did. An argument over land or hunting, I don't know. Rannig was a good man, but he had a temper. No one could tell him no, not even a baron. Didn't matter. Rothvogel, he beat Rannig so badly he never walked right again. Probably what killed him in the end. Fucking nobles. Fucking nobles. Ursula's upset. She's got an intense expression on her face while she's chewing. All the shouting's making Ursula restless. Let's finish our meal in peace. Alright. Sorry, Ursula. I should get some sleep. However, I don't know. I don't know. Starting to feel like I'm missing some stuff, definitely. I don't have anything conclusive. And I'm a little bothered by the fact that the guy's gonna come tomorrow because, like, like I've got a bunch of leads I want to follow up on, but I can't. Like I want to do something about the like I want to figure out what's going on with the ghost. I want to know what's going on with like the occult tools. I want to know what's going on with all the other stuff. Because, like, I don't know how long this game is, but it feels like we're about to hit some kind of climactic point when the Archdeacon comes over. Archdeacon. Nothing new around here, looks like. Wow, grass has already grown over the dirt we disturbed. That's impressive. That's fast. This guy's pretty at night in this game. He has nothing to say to us. Isn't he supposed to, like, keep us out of here? No, whatever. Man, I am definitely going to replay this game after I'm done with this playthrough. Just do it again, see if I can make some different decisions and see what happens. Oh man, I'm not seeing any other clues that we can pick up. It looks like we should probably just head to sleep. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's anything for it. Alright. Welp. Oh yeah, we never attended that, like, that spinning circle or anything like that either. There's like a lot we haven't followed up on. It's different. I'm stressed. I only had 2 days. Wait, I should get some rest. Yeah, let's go to sleep. I don't know. This will probably be a disaster, because I don't really have a person I'm planning on, like, accusing. I wish I could just lay it on Ottilia, because, like, you know, she did have what could be a murder weapon. Oh, no. What is going on? Joseph, Andreas, when are you coming home? Dad, I'll be home soon. Just need to finish... I'm a little nervous about this girl, Sabine. Don't worry yourself over it. I barely knew your mother before we were married. Oh, Jesus. Besides, you need a wife if you're going to start your workshop as a master. That's the law. Yes, of course. You're not going to quit this like you quit university, are you? No, of course not. Good. If it weren't for the work I did for the rector, you never would have had the opportunity. Oh, God. This is a painful conversation. Most people never get a second chance after they throw away something like that. I know, Dad. We'll see you when you get back. Sure. Alright. Oh, it's you. I only have the picture of you, the one my brother Daniel made. I really don't have any idea what you're like. So, what are you like? Please don't imagine me telling you in your own mind. Why? You'll imagine I'm wonderful or imagine I'm horrible. Either way, it's not fair to me, is it? He imagined you? To none of us. Fair. I'll see you soon, Andreas. For real, I mean. I suppose that's true. Until then. Welcome back, Andreas. It has been too long since you have graced this court with your presence. Apologies, Your Majesty. My mind has been preoccupied by a tragedy at Curacao Abbey. What manner of tragedy? The murder of a nobleman, a close friend of the Prince Bishop of Freising. My friend, Brother Piero, is the abbot's only suspect. I know that he could not have done it. How do you know? Examine your assumptions, my son. In addition to having no motive and violence not being part of his character, he's not physically capable of the act. He is of limited strength and has a palsy in his hand that makes holding a paintbrush difficult. It's inconceivable that he would have the strength and resolve to kill the Baron with a blow to the head. A whole lot of inconceivable shit happens on this hell of an earth, Andreas. I just don't believe that he could have done it. There has to be a better explanation. So what do you intend to do about it? When I'm brought before the Archdeacon, I'll tell him what I know about other people who had motives to kill the Deacon. I have to believe he'll see there are much more likely suspects than Piero. Why have you taken this task upon yourself? I have to save Brother Piero's life. He has no one else to help him. Your love for and devotion to him speak well of your character. A man who is humble before his elders also honors his gods. Of course you'd say that, old man. He is right, though. If Andreas doesn't help him, no one will. Exactly. I understand why the brothers and sisters cannot act against the abbot, but I must do something. Why does that shift-for-brains abbot care about the death of a useless fart like Lorenz Rothvogel anyway? Powerful people get upset when other powerful people are murdered. This could threaten the existence of the Abbey. Oh no, the Abbey! Who gave a damn about those hypocritical assholes? In any case, Andreas' ability to prevent Piero's death depends on the judgment of the Archdeacon. Wise or foolish, corrupt or just, the Archdeacon will be the first and possibly final arbiter of Piero's guilt. Andreas must win the Archdeacon to his side using the tools favored by men such as him. Reason? What's the last time you met a man who was truly ruled by reason? Wisdom? Wisdom can be shared, but the audience may not comprehend it. Honesty? You must be honest in all things, Andreas, but many are not willing to accept the truth, and the cost of honesty can be high. Authority? Despite your talent, you are merely an artist. He has been invested with the power by the Prince Bishop of Freising. You have no authority with him. If reason, wisdom, authority, and honesty cannot triumph, what am I left with? Hope. Lies. Truth. Above all, faith and providence. Well, what do you plan to tell the Archdeacon, Andreas? There were other people in Curacao and Tassing who had motives to kill the Baron. The widow Kemperin despised Lorenz for maiming her late husband. Maimed how? The Baron beat him savagely following an argument about trespassing on the Kemper's farm. His injuries were so severe that they never truly healed, and he needed a cane to walk. He died less than a year ago. Ottilia is certain it's because of the wounds he received that day. Why did the two quarrel? My understanding is that it was simply an argument about trespass that got out of hand. And now I suppose she will lose their home. My apologies, his home. For what reason? Should an aged widow not live out her remaining days in peace? She should, but she won't. She didn't squeeze out any little Kempers for old Rannick. Oh my god. For old Rannick, so away the house goes. Yes, because women must fight to own property. We exist on the sufferance of men. It's true and terrible. It's easy to understand Ottilia's anger. Or that's... yeah. Good. Perhaps if more men understood our just anger, the laws would change. I don't know. A good man does not sit idly by while injustice flourishes around it. What the hell is a half-trained artist with half a university degree going to do against the might of the Holy Roman Empire? Idiots! Our largest and most powerful European state in its time, the Holy Roman Empire, which I was told in history class was not Holy Roman or an empire, was made up of many peoples and suffered from much internal strife during the Reformation, despite Emperor Maximilian's firm hand over the land. You have established a motive for the widow, Andreas, but there is another matter that requires inquiry. While women and men are equal in most natures, women are weaker in strength. How could a woman of Ottilia's age overpower a healthy man like the Baron? I wondered at that myself. Have you found anything that she could have used to kill the Baron? Yes, her husband's cane. The head is missing. It seems to have been broken off. Poetic, if killing the Baron was the cause. Are there any others you suspect? Sister Matilda was badly beaten by the Baron for resisting his advances. She almost died. Why was the Baron not punished for it? It seems the Baron was beyond the reach of justice, at least at the time. Mother Cecilia sent Sister Matilda away to a hermitage to recover away from the rest of the nuns. How did you come to this understanding? Mother Cecilia told me that the Baron had harmed a nun during his last visit, but would not tell me more. I crept into the Abbey's library after dark and investigated the nuns' admittance records to learn the sister's name. Once I knew the name, I confronted Mother Cecilia again, and she told me what happened. She admitted what happened. You risked a great deal by trespassing in the library. Right, Andreas might have seen the monks and nuns fucking. Scandalous behavior. Lorenz couldn't get his way with a nun and he almost killed her for it. I wish I could say it's surprising. Sister Matilda's motive is a powerful one, but by what means might she have killed the Baron? She may have hit him with a shovel. I found a bloody shovel in the convent garden. She claims she used it to kill baby rabbits. A plausible weapon, to be sure. A shame we can't confirm whether the blood on the tool belongs to Lorenz. Are there any others you suspect? Prior Ferenc feared the Baron would report his occult interest to Inquisitors. How so? Prior Ferenc and the Baron shared a fascination with the occult texts. The Baron was pressuring the Prior into performing a ritual for him while he was visiting Curacao. When Ferenc refused, the Baron threatened to turn him in to the Inquisition. How did you come by this knowledge? I found a written evidence, a letter from Ferenc to the Baron in which he discusses all of these matters. It is a dangerous thing, monk dabbling in the occult. His very soul could be in danger. Forget the soul. He could have been defrocked, excommunicated, even killed, all for a little curiosity. Better to stay stupid and ignorant. That's what I say. We're well aware. All this worry over dangerous books started in the University of Paris. It shouldn't even be an issue out here. Whether the proclamation was made by a bishop of Paris or by the Pope himself, the danger remains. I also found a cipher that the prior had left on his desk in the scriptorium. We've got the most evidence for rank. When I deciphered it, the message pointed me to a freshly disturbed grave in the cemetery. I convinced Otto Zimmerman to dig up the grave in question. What did you find inside? Occult tools that Ferenc had hidden. And why hide them? And why leave the note? I suspect he hid them in case the Baron made good on his threat to summon Inquisitors to Curacao. As for the note, I'm not certain. Prior Ferenc feared loss of status, his life, and even God's grace. Men have killed for less. How might the Prior have accomplished the deed? He may have killed the Baron with a silver rod. The Prior uses it in performing his rituals, and there are traces of blood on it. If that was the weapon, it has a certain dramatic propriety, at least. It will be a challenge to condemn a Prior for murder, but if that is where the evidence leads, the Archdeacon should see the wisdom in it. Are there any others you suspect? I found no other suspects. You have brought a worthy mystery before this court, Andreas. I pray to God we have granted you the insight you need to face the coming challenge. Thank you, Your Majesty. I'm prepared to meet the day. Before you go, Andreas, there is one more thing to consider. You'll be summoned to the Archdeacon to tell him what you know. But you need not tell him everything. I think I understand. There is a place for a noble lie. This is not one of them. Why? The Baron is dead. All of the people with the motive to kill him suffered, either directly or indirectly, from his wickedness. Simply mentioning a name to the Archdeacon may endanger them, whether they had anything to do with the murder or not. Right. No point throwing everyone waist-deep into the shithole. I protest any attempt at deception, but you must ultimately follow your own conscience, Andreas. Little time remains before you must stand before the Archdeacon. Use it wisely. I will do my best. Until we meet again, Andreas, God be with you. And also with you, Your Majesty. Oh, I was wondering when we see the, the Dream Realm again. Do we have time for one more thing? Questioning people, he'll be questioning me. The chapter has had nuns. I should talk with Lucky, I guess, but I don't really think he did it. Well, we can't get any more information on Ottilia, I don't think. Johann. Andreas, was just wondering when you'd turn up. The gaggle said you'd come to watch them spin. Between you and me, Hetty's not about to let you go once she's got you in her claws. So I hope you've got a few hours to hunker down and get comfortable. Sure, let's do it. Hetty will be glad to hear it. She's got a fondness for you, heaven knows why. Now, I can't let you inside among the unmarried girls, being unmarried yourself. But you're welcome to watch through one of the windows. That's weird, but I understand. That idiot never did see trouble. He didn't want to jump in feet first. You don't think he's gone to Innsbruck? Listening. God, no. Innsbruck's got to be small time to the little shit now. They're talking about Martin. You think he has something more exciting in mind? There's Ursula. Adorable. It's a big world. Perhaps he intends to explore it, or escape. That nobleman was just murdered up at the Abbey. Oh, what are we thinking about? Martin picked an awfully convenient time to run off. Oh, Lord. Andreas was friends with a nobleman. Do you think Martin could have... You know? What motivation could Martin have possibly had? It's not our place to say. Martin has a nasty little habit. He's gotten better. Once a thief, always a thief, I say. I saw Martin running away from the Abbey the morning Lorenzo was killed. Martin might be a thief, but I don't think he's a murderer. He's a coward at heart. You think it takes a brave man to commit a murder? Not a brave man, but a bold one, and Martin is not that. He's your problem, Cat. What do you think? Could he have killed that man? Mom? This is a matter best left to the proper authorities, not a spinning bee. Imagine being tried by a gaggle of peasant women. That's unkind, Johann. It's the truth, isn't it? Doesn't matter if it hurts your feelings. She's right, Johann. You're being unfair. Remind me, Andreas, whose home are we in? I'm technically not in your house, man. Oh, lay off him, Johann. Jesus. Andreas, if you're just going to stand around, how about I put you to work? If you're going to gossip with the girls, you might as well spin with them, too. How does this work? Graft wool from the dice staff and twist it tight, and then spin the tight yarn onto the spindle. Once there's enough yarn on the spindle, collect it at the bottom and begin again. Draft, twist, spin, collect, repeat. You'll figure it out. Draft, spin? Oh, hell. Okay. Draft, spin, collect. Okay. I've got it. You know, I saw Big Jorg talking to that nun again. The young one. Heh, who can blame him? God damn it, Johann. He knows she's trouble. I told him to stay away. She's very pretty, isn't she? In a mean way? Pretty, perhaps, but a nun all the same. He knows better. Wait, which nun? When does that ever stop Big Jorg from doing anything? We have plenty of pretty girls here in town. My Veronica's not half bad. Mom! Let's not give Andreas any ideas, eh? This cat's about to nab this string from Ursula. Oh, maybe not. Draft. Draft. Spin. Collect. There we go. Hey, I'm pretty good. Brigitte has been spending a lot of time at her mother's house lately. Agnes is glad to have her home, and Lucky's always treated her like a daughter, but I can tell they're concerned. Are Brigitte and Martin having trouble, Veronica? That's one word for it. Brigitte does what she can, but nothing pleases Martin. He won't lift a finger for her or Wolf. He's such an asshole. Well, that's not his business, is it? Women's work and all that. You ever seen him doing much men's work, Dad? Can't say I've ever seen him do much work at all. Perhaps Lucky could talk some sense into Martin. He's always been a devoted husband and father. Lucky Steinauer is the model of what a man should be. 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Collect. Hell yeah. Oh, there's Otto. Is everyone behaving themselves in here? Oh, it's you. Afternoon, Otto. Come to see anyone special? Hello, Otto. It's good to see you. I heard laughing from the road and knew you all had to be up to no good in here. And look, there's Andreas. Have you been minding your manners? Old Johann here's a real stickler for propriety. Hand to God, Mr. Zimmerman? Not once in my life. Likely story. Don't be so quick to judge, Johann. Andreas carries himself like a man who's caused a share of mischief. What can I say? I like to have a good time. Too much time carousing, not enough working. You've got the arms of a maiden. We all know you work hard in the fields, Johann. No need to boast. He works hard in other places, too. Oh, dear. Mom! You've been in town a few months, Andreas. Got any burning questions you've been meaning to ask? Curacao. Clara mentioned the abbot has suddenly started raising taxes. Raising them and changing their terms, yes. When Father Matthias was the abbot, he would let us pay a portion of our taxes and crops. Naturally, the shit-for-brains abbot put an end to that this year. Even if our crops fail or produce less than we'd like, we still owe the abbey for the use of the land. It doesn't make any sense. How can he raise our taxes when the price for our grain does not rise too? Where does he think the money comes from? He doesn't think about the common folk at all. If it's not his abbey, it's not his problem. What about the miller? Doesn't he have some part to play in that? Lenhart drives a hard bargain. He won't give us a better deal just because the abbot raises our taxes. What we need is access to more land. Trying to bargain with Lenhart won't get us that. Lenhart is not a kind man, and he does not negotiate. He might if you carry a lot of debt, but his bargains are cruel. Wow. Not only is he an asshole, he's an industrious asshole. Ew. We pay him even before the abbot, though I'm not sure why. Good. I have nothing Christian to say about Leonard Mueller, so I will say nothing at all. Except that I hope he falls into a fast-moving river during a flood and dashes his brains on the rocks. Jesus Christ, Eddie. Can we talk about something else? Come on, Andreas, surely you've got better questions than that. About Tazing. Anchoress in the church. Have you seen much of her? Oh, Sister Amelie. Does she have a face? Oh, dear. You know her, Veronica? We're not dear friends or anything, but sometimes she has these fits, you know? And if Father Thomas isn't there and I have time, I'll wait with her until he arrives. Since when? I didn't know anything about this. And here I thought you just adored the church building. You're so funny, Veronica. Don't make it sound weird. She's nice, and sometimes someone should be there when she's in pain, that's all. Father Thomas told me she receives visions from God. She has been blessed by the Lord. I wonder if she may have arthritis. The joints swell and it becomes painful to move. Father Thomas suggested her body was in a great deal of physical pain in addition to her spiritual pain. My grandmother was similarly afflicted. It was terrible for her. God rest her soul. I prefer my blessings to come in the form of gulden. Gold coins used as currency throughout the Holy Roman Empire. Though different standards exist for the gulden in different regions, it is generally equivalent to the Florentine florin. Okay. She's been in Tassing for near on a decade, hasn't she? Since I was a girl, certainly. We've grown up with her in a way. The woman in the maze. It's like something from a tale of knights and monsters. She's trapped in a box. I don't think there's anything romantic about that. Aren't you a little know-it-all? I didn't realize you were an expert. I don't know about you girls, but I'm sick of this wool. I'm sure we've all got other chores to get to. I'm glad to have that over with. Now I don't have to think about wool for a whole year. Oh, I was having such a nice time. I certainly learned a lot. Care for an escort home, Ava? I'd like that, yes. I expect everyone will be on their best behavior going home. They always are. Johan, please. Andreas, will I see you home for supper? Not tonight, I'm afraid. This was very illuminating. Thank you all for letting me join you. Thanks for coming by, Andreas. Come back anytime. Unless you come on Abbey business. Don't threaten him with a good time, Johan. Well. Alright, let's go eat with Lucky, and I guess that'll be it for us. Talk to Agnes. Good day, Andreas. Did you need something? Might I eat with you and Lucky? I realize we've never shared a meal together. It would be my pleasure. Are you hungry now? Ravenous. Thank you, Agnes. Let's eat then. I kind of want to just get this archdeacon business over with. Bless us, O Lord, and these your gifts, which we are bound to receive from your bounty. We pray you keep safe the souls of the two innocents who rest at your side. They are dearly missed. Through Christ our Lord, amen. 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 You're looking tired, Agnes. Did Elsa keep you up late? Wait, hang on. Bro, look at this thing with the legs on the right. It's like a bird with like a face for a butt, and it's got luxurious calves. Do you see that? That's fucking majestic. He's even showing him off, like he's got the heel up. I don't mind it. She needs the support, and I'm happy to give it. Someone has to look after the woman of this town, and Werner hardly cares to. Did something happen to Elsa? She lost her child. Oh, right. She lost a child a few weeks back. She was overjoyed when she finally quickened, but her bleeding returned soon after. It has been difficult for her, but she has been through it before. She will make it through again. Swabian ravioli, trout, and farmer's bread. Wow, this is like a nice meal. Let's go for the bread first. She is strong in her love of Christ and in love of her husband. She does dote on him, though. Lenhard hardly deserves it. I've heard he's a cruel man who drives a hard bargain with the peasants. I did not take you for a gossip, Andreas. Curious about the town, is that so wrong? Don't listen to my husband. He is far too upright and noble for his own good. Spreading rumors is not Christian behavior. Lennart is cruel to his wife and the peasants both. There's no denying that. Take it as a caution, Andreas. Don't get on the miller's bad side. Noted. The best thing we can do for Elsa is care for her as neighbors, like Christ tells us to. She isn't the only one at Tassing who struggles in her marriage. Even my Brigitte has her troubles. Clara mentioned Brigitte and Martin were having difficulties. We should never have agreed to their marriage. She deserves better than Martin Bauer. She loves him, lucky, and she had to marry sometime. What could we do? Found a man who isn't such a useless shit. At least we got Wolf out of it. I'll make sure he grows up solid. He'll become a great stonemason. Just like his grandpa. They got on the trout. Now, why don't you tell Andreas about your work at the Abbey? You said you found something strange in the building? Strange how? Ah, that. I was repairing a cracked wall down in the crypt. The Abbey used to be a Roman fort, right? So it's no spring hen. I bumped into a relief of the Virgin and a door slid open. Was the damnedest thing. I already knew about that. I discovered the same thing. A fascinating architectural detail, to be sure. That old Abbey's full of secrets, make no mistake. Anyway, stuck my head up through the trap door and one of the nuns screamed. You didn't tell me that part. I felt bad for scaring them. Oh, he's like a gentle giant. That's kind of sweet. He must have frightened Sister Illuminata half to death. Ah, I probably should have knocked first. Never know what you'll find behind a closed door. Speaking of work, I should get back to it. Still lots to fix after that storm. Okay, we didn't get shit out of Lucky, never mind. It was lovely having you, Andreas. Take care, Agnes, Lucky. Thank you for your hospitality. See you around the Abbey, I expect. Okay. He's here. He's here. This church bell tolling is really fucking ominous. Alright, well. I'm not great at mysteries, so might as well. I'm not great at mysteries, so if this goes poorly, whatever. I'm gonna... You know what? I think I'm just gonna pin it all in for rank and see if that takes down the Abbey and see what happens. I think I'm just gonna fucking let that roll. Marguerite, Master Mahler? Yes, it's me, sister. Do you think Brother Piero really murdered the Baron? No, of course not. Oh, then why did Father Abbot have him put in the cellar? Father Abbot is afraid what will happen if we can't... Okay, I don't know the answer to that, Sister Marguerite. I'm sorry. Do you think the devil could appear here in Curacao? No, I think people see the devil where they want to see him. I didn't see the devil, but I think I smelled his odor. The night before the Baron was killed, I woke before matins, and I smelled something in our dormitory. It was strange. Moss and sulfur mixed with frankincense and roses. It moved through the room. I wanted to scream, but I was too frightened, and then it was gone. I'm ashamed that I didn't cry out, but I didn't know what to do. Any of the other sisters smell it? I don't know, but I think they were all asleep. Thank you, Sister Marguerite. God bless you, Master Mahler. Gertrude. Eddie. Veronica. Boss. Someone was outside. Volkbert. Can we head into the Prior's house and take another look at that disc? Oop, I guess we've gotten all we need out of that. We know all the occult shit he was getting into, and we've got a lot of information on him. Yeah, nothing we can say to Frank. Oh well. It'd be hilarious if you could just point fingers at everyone with like everything, you know. It's like, oh yeah, these guys are gay, these two are fucking, this is happening, this is happening. Just tear the whole Abbey down. No one's doing anything right. Ulrich? God bless you, Andreas. Alright, chapter house. Andreas. Father Gernot. Master Mahler, if you think I am unaware of your actions around this abbey in the past few days, you are mistaken. Oh? You exhumed the corpse of one of the brothers of this abbey. Technically, we didn't exhume the body, we just removed all the dirt on top of it, Andreas. We put it all back. Be quiet! I should have expected that cur Otto Zimmerman would help you with such a ghoulish task. Nothing. He'll pay for his role in this obscenity in due time. Now then, for all your meddling, you will not be welcome in Curacao after your commission is completed. I apologize, I was only trying to help Brother Piero. It's too late for apologies. Your days of interfering with the daily life of this abbey will end. Yes, I already understood that. I'll leave you to the Archdeacon now. Try not to perjure yourself. God save you, Andreas Mahler. Yeah, I figured. And... Jacob. Please state your name for our records. Andreas Mahler, journeyman artist from Nuremberg. What is an artist doing in Curacao Abbey? The Abbey still has some commissions from wealthy patrons, and I need the money before I return to Nuremberg. Arnold, please write that down. I think we're ready to begin. Of course, your reverence. Now then, Mr. Mahler, what was your relation to Lorenz, the Baron Rothvogel? I only knew him for a day, but we were on friendly terms. Do you feel you had a sense of him as a person? Yes, your reverence. How would you characterize him? Confident, overbearing, used to getting what he wants. A fine man, a lover of art and knowledge. That was the opinion of Father Gernot and the Lady Salomea as well. Do you believe everyone regarded him with the same warmth? No, your reverence, it's clear that some locals had little love for the Baron. As unfortunate as that is, such knowledge may be a boon to us at this moment. The Baron Rothvogel was murdered here, in this very room. Someone did it. Father Gernot believes it was one of his monks, Brother Piero. I have met with Brother Piero and questioned him at length. While it seems unlikely that a man of his age and temperance could murder the Baron, he was discovered in flagrante delicto. He wasn't, though. The Baron was already dead. Stop talking. Oh. If you wish to advocate on behalf of Brother Piero, I suggest shutting your mouth until I ask you a question. Piero had reasons to resent the Baron, the loss of his work, the insistence on discussing the writings of the troublemaker from Wittenberg, and as for his age and infirmity, I myself have read the many cases in which a man of modest strength succumbs to the temptations of the devil. Once seized by a devilish fever, the poor sinner gains an infernal power that allows him to inflict grievous wounds, sometimes fatal. What I am saying is that in spite of the curious circumstances, Brother Piero is the most plausible perpetrator of this most vile act. I understand that you are on friendly terms with Brother Piero. You also interacted with the Baron both in the town and the Abbey. Did you witness anything that suggests someone else could have murdered Baron Rothvogel? The Abbey's prior, for rank, was behaving suspiciously the day of the Baron's arrival. He may have had a motive. That is an extraordinary claim, Andreas. The Abbot speaks highly of the prior, and he oversees both your and Brother Piero's work, does he not? Yes, your reverence. An extraordinary claim requires extraordinary evidence for me to take it seriously. Why should I take the word of an artist over a respected officer of this abbey? I can provide evidence of Prior Ferenc's motive. Please do so. Baron Rothvogel and Prior Ferenc were exchanging letters about performing a magical ritual during the Baron's visit. You have proof of this? I have a letter the Prior wrote to the Baron. In it, the Prior mentions that... I got an achievement called Hot Goss. In it, the Prior mentions that he will not perform a ritual for the Baron, even if the Baron does follow through on a threat to implicate him to Inquisitors in Innsbruck. An implication of necromancy is a serious matter. The Prior's position would have been in peril, possibly even his life. And how do you believe Prior Ferenc could have killed the Baron? I pray that you will not say it was a magical ritual. I found a silver rod that belongs to Prior Ferenc. It has dried blood on it. A silver rod? Likely a magical tool of some sort, but it is of a size and weight appropriate for the head wound that the Baron received. How did you come to possess this item? In truth, involved a little grave digging. Master Mahler, while it is not my place nor my task to hold you liable for what you've done, I will be informing Father Gernot. Is there anything else to say about the Prior? No, your reverence. Very well. Who else may have wanted to see the Baron dead? We'll say the widow in Tazing, so that's Ottilia. What cause did she have? The Baron was responsible for the death of her husband. Responsible how? Years ago, when the Baron visited Tassing, he quarreled with Rannig Kemper. The two came to blows. According to the widow, the Baron beat Rannig so severely that he never fully healed from the injuries. He died not long ago, and their home is in legal jeopardy. The widow held the Baron responsible for all of this. And how do you propose this woman killed the Baron? He was not in the prime of his life, but certainly a robust man by all accounts. When I visited the widow's home, I found her late husband's walking stick. The head had been broken off. Did she have an explanation for the damage? I did not ask her, Your Reverence. Leave it at that. Interesting. Thank you, Master Mahler. Do you have knowledge of anyone else who would want to kill the Baron? I can think of no one else who could have caused to harm the Baron, Your Reverence. Very well. Are you aware of anything else that might shed some light on this case? Has Brother Florian told you about the note he found in the Baron's clothing? Yes, Brother Florian explained how he came to find it and told me its contents. Master Adeljager has entered his testimony in our register. I don't understand the implication. Who is the innocent? It's not clear to me either, Your Reverence. Do you believe the murderer wrote it? Whoever wrote it was a talented scribe. I understand Kirso has two, the elderly brother Adok and the younger brother Guy. To be frank, Your Reverence, neither man has the skill to write in this way. There's something else about it, too. The style is just different. It's unlike Adok and Guy's writing, unlike mine. Yes, well, whatever the particulars, it seems it will remain a mystery that stands apart from the commission of the murder. Unfortunately, there is more to tell. I found more notes. Notes written in the same hand, on the same type of parchment, to those who had a motive to kill the Baron. That is deeply troubling, but again, beyond the bounds of my investigation. In any case, I thank you for bringing it to my attention. Of course, Your Reverence. Thank you for your time, Master Mahler. Would it be impertinent for me to opine on who the killer is? Not at all. You're an educated man and have conducted yourself appropriately in this inquiry. I reserve final judgment, of course, but who do you believe killed the Baron? During all the evidence. I've got a lot of evidence on Frank. I'm gonna say it was Frank. Prior Frank, Your Reverence. His behavior on the day of the Baron's arrival revealed his anxiety about the situation. Noted. Your contributions to the inquiry are appreciated. Thank you for your time and candor. You are quite welcome, Your Reverence. Until later, Master Mahler. Until then, Your Reverence. 2. Final day of law and judgment. Andreas, I didn't think you were coming to this. I didn't think I was... My hands are sweating, dude. I'm anxious. I didn't think I was either. I suppose I wanted to see how this ends after all. It was the prior of the Abbey, if you could believe it. Did you ever talk with him in the Abbey, Andreas? You missed the trial, Andreas. That archdeacon read all the charges and found him guilty. I worked with them almost every day, Clara. I didn't know he had murder in him. Oh, they want you to think they're so pious, but all they're here to do is slowly drain the life out of this town. Calm down, Peter. Oh, here comes the procession. Did I miss anything? No, you're fine. Andreas? Otto. Oh, Jesus. Agnus Dei, qui tollis peccata mundi, miseria. I didn't do this. God knows it even if you do not. Agnus Dei, qui tollis peccata mundi, miseria nobis. This can't be happening. This can't be happening. Agnus Dei, qui tollis peccata mundi. Oh. Down he goes. Running like a chicken, crying. Give the man a moment of peace, France. Pathetic. Silence! Silence! I order the executioner to carry out his duty. He's got the big sword with the flat tip. I warn him peace and safe conduct, whatever may befall him. We're watching. My God! My God! Hold still. No, no, no! Ooh! Oop, didn't get it on the first one. Or the second. Oh, there it is. Yeah, executioner sword. Have you executed well? You have executed as judgment and law have required. For that I thank God and my master who has taught me such art. Yeah, the swords that they'd use in the medieval period for executing, they were really big and heavy and not actually that sharp, so people didn't fight with them. They're used explicitly to kill people who are, like, prostrated. I know this was your doing, Andreas. You know it was only a matter of time before Ferenc was caught for his interests. Yes, but that was for me to deal with. There's no future for the scriptorium now without him. Is that really what you're concerned about? He killed a man. You are no longer welcome at Curacao, Andreas Mal. Well, I already knew that. I will send your final payment to the Gertners. May you have a long and successful career in Nuremberg, and may you never travel this way again. No loss for me. Haha. 3 separation. Andreas, has the time come for you to leave us? I'm afraid so, Brother Piero. This farewell will have to be brief. Father Gernot made it clear I was no longer welcome at Curacao. I pray that time will soften Father Abbott's heart. I hope he eventually realizes you were only trying to help me. This is a sad parting, but inevitable. I had hoped you would stay a bit longer. But the world needs you more than Curacao does. You have grown beyond this old abbey and become a master in your own right. I will miss you, my son. As I will you. Come, your masterpiece is complete. May I see it one last time before you go? Please, I value your assessment. The opinion of one old monk matters little. All the same, I am excited to see it finished at last. Oh, gorgeous. It is a masterpiece, truly worthy of the word. Oh, there's the Gertners on the left. And it appears you took my advice to heart. What advice was that? To put yourself into the work. Not just to interpret another artist's work, but to transform it into something true. This shows the world as it is, as you have seen it, and even if it is not what we may want to see. Though it is not my place to say so, I am proud of you, Andreas. What's this? Scrap of parchment. Do not return here. A warning? Oh, shit. Whose hand is this? It doesn't look like Brother Adolf's or Brother Guy's. Brother Florian and I found a similar note in the Baron's clothing, and I found more notes delivered to others while I was investigating. They must have been written by someone who knew the darkest secrets of the town and this abbey. They tugged at those secrets to kill the Baron, like someone pulling at threads that had been buried in the past. A frightening thought, but who would do such a thing? God knows. He does, and I hope his love can still the wickedness in the heart of whoever wrote this. Do not trouble yourself overly about it. Your future lies outside of these walls. I hope that you will have time to visit me once or twice in your travels before the Lord takes me. I'll come as often as I can, assuming Father Gernot doesn't forbid it. We must have faith that better days lie ahead for all of us. God bless you, Andreas Mahler. Thank you for your friendship. Until next time. Oh. Oh, wow. Are you alright, Master Andreas? What? Are you alright, Master Andreas? Yes, thank you. I was just remembering him. Trying to, anyway. It doesn't come easily anymore. Oh my god. Oh, would you like me to leave you alone? No, no, Casper. It's not necessary. There's nothing to be done about it now. It's too late. Like so many things. Andreas Mahler, I never expected to see your face here again. Why does Guy look the same? Have you been in Nuremberg for these last 7 years? No, Nuremberg for a few years, but I received some lucrative commissions abroad. Oh shit! Wait, it keeps going? Oh my god! Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Poland. Andreas knows some Polish, bits of Czech and Hungarian, and can reference cultural touchstones from Krakow, Prague, and Buda. Andreas knows some English and can reference cultural touchstones from London and other parts of Britain. Andreas knows French and can reference cultural touchstones from Paris, Tours, and Dijon. Andreas knows some Spanish and bits of Arabic and can reference cultural touchstones from Barcelona and Valencia. Let's go France. I spent a few years in France and Burgundy, painting portraits and religious paintings for nobles and courtiers. Did you visit Provence? Only briefly, for a commission. Why? When King Louis expelled the Jews from the region some years ago, a number chose to convert and remain. So the king taxed them into misery. Oh no. I wondered if the tax yet persisted. I have no idea. I'm surprised you care at all. Well, I'm not about to leap into a fire to save anyone, but I don't think it's right what happened to them. In spite of your extensive travels and success, you're still not welcome at Curacao. The abbot hasn't forgotten what happened. 7 years isn't all that long. I simply wanted to pay my respects to an old friend. Surely you understand that. I understand why Father Abbot expelled you from the Abbey. What were you expecting? A hero's welcome? A land house, an inner tavern. Oh, they have it. Fine. I'll tell Father Gernot I'll be staying at the land house in town for a night or two before moving on. The Golden Hand? I'll tell him, but I can't imagine he'll care. Why is he so rude? God bless you. Now be off. Revolution! That monk seemed unhappy to see you, Master Andreas. Why is the abbot so angry with you? Toward the end of my stay in Tazing, there was a murder in Curacao Abbey, a nobleman. Father Gernot panicked and accused my friend Brother Piero of committing the crime. I helped convince the investigating archdeacon that another monk was responsible prior for rank. He was executed for his crime. You got someone killed? It was that or let an innocent man die. That's not much of a choice. Still, I would have been scared. Why didn't you mention it before? Well, I suppose it must have been a hard situation about if the abbot is still this mad at you. I had to make some difficult choices. Maybe they were the wrong ones. I've had to live with that. Hard, yes, but also exhilarating. No regrets. Let's go. I don't think I understand, Master, but never mind. Why are we in Tazing now? I wanted to pay my respects to Brother Piero, and to be honest, I'm not looking forward to returning to Nuremberg. This commission, it's an obscene vanity piece under the pretext of a religious scene. My patrons just want to celebrate themselves and their wealth. I dread each new commission more than the last. Every step I take toward home is agonizing. But, Master, you're famous and rich. Your work is wonderful. When I saw your altarpiece in Nuremberg, I begged my father to help me become your apprentice. I don't understand how you could accomplish all that you have and be unhappy. All that I have accomplished is my work, yes. Now I am left hollow, with nothing else left. I know, it must be hard to believe. I was once very much like you, or I thought I wanted to be like my father, like my brothers. I thought that was my dream. Once, I wanted this life so much that it consumed my every waking thought. I don't know if I've changed, or if what I wanted was never really real. Maybe I've been a fool this whole time. I want life as an artist to be better for you, Casper. Learn from my mistakes, alright? Alright. Yes, Mr. Andreas. I shouldn't be burdening you with such dark thoughts, Casper. Come, let's visit my old friend Klaus. It's been too long. As you like, Master Andreas. Okay, I'm really surprised. I thought this was going to be like a super short game, and it was going to like end right when the Archdeacon came over, and I was like, wow, this is like really short, but... I guess not. Oh, look at him. Rapscallion, medicine, occultist, heavens and earth, mystical spirit, Flanders, Nuremberg, and France. Wow. Has absorbed some concepts of Christian mysticism via the heretical book he found in Curacao Scriptorium. He has continued his studies with other translated texts and he has found them. This is so cool. Holy shit. Okay, so I thought this game was going to be over by today, but it's not. So, we've got... As it turns out, we're... As it turns out, we've got more game ahead of us, so I'm fucking excited. But yeah, I've been playing for like a while, so I'm gonna close this out for today. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. I know I've been like a little less. I've just been reading for these past 2 days, pretty much. I've noticed, but I hope you guys are enjoying. I hope you guys are enjoying it. And I hope you guys at least are enjoying the game, even if I might not be adding that much to it. But, yeah, that's going to be it for me today. Tomorrow we're going back to Final Fantasy XII. Funnily enough, I had some friends who, like, watched me the other day, and they were like, dude, I can't believe you're still playing Final Fantasy XII. And I'm like, dude, I'm not even halfway through. It's a long game. But, yeah, we're going to be playing that game for a while. So we've got that to look forward to tomorrow, and until then, I'm going to leave you guys be. So once again, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you guys again sometime soon. Bye-bye.